and welcome to the basement where D&D is meant to be played. I'm Dakota King of the Cardboard Castle, and I'm going to be your host and Dungeon Master for yet another episode of Paper Stars. Thank you for joining us again today, and I'd like to start us off with a couple of announcements. You may have noticed that there were some things missing from the last episode.
Well.
Wait, what was that
for last session?
Oh, yes.
I didn't have my Nerf gun.
You okay?
Took on to the mouth.
Oh, sorry. Actually, I'm not.
No, you're not. Don't lie. Don't patronize us.
Only
our evil patrons can patronize us.
So I have a idea for the Patreon now. Anyway,
Patron.
you don't have one of those. First off, we had a little bit of an oopsie with our last episode, with our last video. We lost the video. So I took the opportunity to try a little bit of a different editing style. Made a podcast episode instead, edited it down, cut out a bunch of the ums, cut out a bunch of the pauses, whatever. There's some hot debate behind the scenes, which kind of editing style we like more. So we want to hear from you guys, our fledgling audience. What are you doing?
Getting my map together to store my darts in.
We want to hear from you, our fledgling audience, which type of editing style you like more, whether you like the longer episodes where you can see our beautiful faces and the lights and the cameras and the action, or if you prefer the shorter episodes that are just the audio. Let us know in the comments on this video, as well as we're going to put a poll on Twitter, which means I have to remember to put a poll on Twitter when this episode goes up. I'm sure I'll figure it out.
Sure we will.
Let us know what you preferred, and we'll figure out where we're going from there. Right now, obviously, because you can see our faces, of course, this is going to fail on us, now that I've said that.
Yeah,
No one can see me or
Well, lo and behold, we're going straight to podcast without even...
That's right.
Yeah.
No,
We lost the audio once and the video once, so now we have to lose both.
No.
We
We're
really
balanced. We're balanced. We're balanced.
Yes.
We're jinxing it hard, friend.
Anyway, you're going to curse us. It's going to be your fault.
probably.
Yeah, all the cameras start sparking.
Yeah, that's accurate.
I did
Let's
touch your
know-
computer earlier, so.
Yeah, it's fair.
You can also at us on Twitter at the Trash Castle. Tell us your preference. Speaking of our Twitter, second announcement. We want to thank again the incredibly talented Frank Calico for our spectacular character arc. We're so excited about it. We just love how alive the characters feel. If you love it too, we've got good news for you. From now until the end of March, I have to make sure I have my details right. From now until the end of March, we're running a giveaway with Frank to give you a piece of custom character art, a custom character commission from him. If you'd like to enter, go over to our Twitter at the Trash Castle. You have to be following us to be eligible. I will be checking because there's not very many of you.
We're watching on the internet.
We're watching you. You have to be following us to be eligible. All you have to do to enter is mention us in a tweet.
Sorry.
Are you done?
Nope. Yes.
It's a special night.
It is a
y'all.
special
Everyone's
night.
in a mood.
We're struggling.
Yeah.
Mention us in a tweet. Tell us what you like about the show. You can do that as many times as you like and not be ineligible, but I can't count very high, so you're only gonna get one. You're only gonna get one entry.
It's tough for them.
But mention us as many times as you like. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your mom, just how much you love the show. We would love to hear from you guys what you like about the show, what you don't like. Don't tell us what you don't like on Twitter. We're not gonna look. We don't look at negativity on Twitter. I like to keep my sanity sometimes. What's left of it.
We love you, but we just want to be friends, okay?
We want to be friends. We really appreciate it. And you might get some stellar character art out of it. See what I did there? Stellar.
Because space, yeah. You're great. Yeah.
Sorry, I left my drum set in the other house.
Follow Frank Calico on Twitter and Instagram at Frank_Calico. He's great. Check him out. It's fantastic. I love his stuff. I believe that's all I've got for us.
Make up more announcements.
We did print our character art on fancy cardboard standees as our minis.
I use pizza boxes for the cardboard.
Anything else? Any other bullshit announcements you want to pull out of your ass before we start?
Nope, that's it.
I mean, we're about to die, so.
Yeah, you're about to die.
That was my last words, I guess.
Yeah.
Last time on the episode, Science and Soup.
That's right.
Our trail-weary travelers trudged into the town of Steingrove just in time for the Fest of Anderhard, or the Feast of the Heart. The night market was lively and bright, taverns were full of laughter and celebration, and many a trinket and curio found its way into the pockets of our unlikely heroes. While sitting to dinner, they were approached by a young mousefolk girl who had lost her brother. She left you with his missing poster. He'd gone missing in the southeast outlet tunnels of Odstadhol, or the Old Town Borough. The tunnels, which had been marked as a possible detour to a cave-in at the eastern outlet. Taking a day off the caravan's travel, the party decided to investigate these tunnels without the caravan and entered the lower boroughs of the ancient abandoned city of Old Steingrove at Keravenverst. There is an irony to how we can see a light from where we are still shrouded in darkness. We, hidden in the comfort of familiar terrors, can see hope from far beyond its effective range. There is a god of fear on Bomar, and like many of the gods, he is not to be worshipped, but respected. He is a god of anticipation, of the moment where anxiety gives over to reality. He is the threshold between the threat and the inevitability. He is the longtime foe of the goddess of prophecy in the way that only siblings can oppose one another. It is understood that he is not cruel for its own sake, but he cannot help what he is. He is quiet, unrelenting, inevitable. He lives in that shadowed darkness where he can see that light from a distance. He can see the figures huddled around that flame, clinging to its promise of certainty. They cannot see him, but they can feel his presence, just out of reach. There are other eyes that can see them as well, blinking out from the darkness, from the twisting lower burrows of Het Keravenverst. Those eyes do not see the light for what it is. They do see the hapless souls that may add to their growing retinue. The god of fear fades away, bleeding into the shadows, for where threat is met with decisive action, his influence cannot remain. Party, as you see eyes peering out at you from the darkness, they blink and shift from one space to another. It's hard to get a precise number, but you count at least 10, if not more, of the creatures that you encountered on your first night on the road on the Blackhollow Pass. They're encroaching slowly on the edges of your light. Facing this standoff, I'd like everybody to roll initiative.
Oh, let's go!
I didn't. I'm ready to melt some people.
You see in this cavern that you've entered, there are several buildings that are close to you that you can see these blinking eyes peering out of. They're set not into the sides of the cavern, but into kind of steps that lead up into further above. But it's hard to tell how many there are. Who has a light?
Oh gosh.
I see normally.
I probably would.
Just like a lantern or a torch?
Yeah, probably a.
Both his headlights.
Honestly, it would be like just a flashlight or something.
So a directional light?
Yeah, probably.
Does anyone have like a...
I'm trying to remember if I have one.
Area light?
I don't think.
Don't think I actually do.
I mean, if you wanted to like pick up torches, you could, but would anyone have had one out?
If anyone had,
exploring?
yeah,
I can't see in the dark, so I would have had to have some sort of light
yeah.
source out.
If they had been asking about if anyone had said that they needed a light, then I probably would have pulled out a torch or something like that.
Okay.
Because I'm sure I would have had one in my
The
pack.
torch does not reach as far as you want it to.
Mhm.
I'm going to place you guys much as I can. Marching order?
I think that I was up front because I was doing checks.
I was with you.
Okay.
I was toward the back.
Okay.
I was the one that spotted them, so I probably would have made sure I had Volks in front of me.
Okay. Do you have your Volks mini? Would someone put him on the board?
In front.
I assume you would have been close to the front of the pack.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah, I'd read about that.
Dromless, I apologize. No, I'm the worst. I'm the worst for other reasons.
That's not my name.
Is that amenable to everyone?
Yes.
That you're the worst? No.
This is to indicate the reach of your light, for reasons. That is the reach of bright light. There is dim light out for a certain distance around that as well. But as you approach the area and you stop, and I don't remember who saw. You saw?
The one with the highest perception.
Yes, you have the highest
Yeah.
tacit perception. I do need to write that down.
I see. And
Kill
hear.
this one first.
Initiative orders,
Oh,
please.
shit.
I got a 12.
12.
12.
16.
This is going in this order because it's for me. I mean, it's for you guys too, but
But just
16.
as a heads up.
21.
21.
11.
11.
Rough. I mean, if I save my good rolls for combat,
Okay,
it's
and
not
then
too bad.
that's cocked. Good for you.
How many problems we got over there?
A couple.
All of them.
Couple
We
more.
have 2 types of problems so far.
Or groups. Might just
They are
be,
groups.
Hence the types.
They might be the same type, just different group.
They are groups. So,
Oh, all of them go after us.
yes,
Good. Okay.
you peer into the darkness and you can see lights in the top level of this home, back around this corner, and into this one as well. What would you like to do?
Cammy is first.
I am first. Shit. She will pull out her arc bow, and she'll look to everyone and say, "Well, we wanted a proper test of everyone's skills and abilities. Now it seems like as good a time as any." And she will pop 2 shots, whatever one is at 2 that are closest to her.
I just remember, I use dancing lights. I don't have a flashlight.
Okay. Are they?
They're
centered
probably
around
just circling around me, yeah.
Okay.
Because it's dim light, so I'm
It's dim light. Doesn't matter.
I believe so.
Okay.
Anyway, continue your turn.
Yeah. So I'm gonna fire 2 arc bow shots.
Okay. You can see there's one in the bottom level of this building that
Mhm.
will have half cover.
Okay.
And there's one in the top level of the building that will not.
Okay. I'll take a shot. My first shot at the one that does not have cover.
Okay. Go ahead and take a shot.
That is. What is that? I think it should be a +6. Doesn't matter. It's a 10.
10 doesn't
Okay.
not hit.
Okay. The one that has half cover, I'll go ahead and take a shot at.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Woo! Good on ya. That'll
Yeah.
hit.
All right. Soul. Let's. Okay, so that is 15 points of damage, and it's plasma damage.
Okay.
Nice.
And I
Good to
will bonus action patient defense.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Noted.
Yeah, as I'm waiting to see like what they're gonna be doing.
Anything else?
That's it.
Alrighty. That's
Stand
gonna bring
right
us to Thramas.
Okay.
Any of the lights you can see up here because you can't.
My vision is 60 feet. I mean, is everything outside of 60 feet?
It's not about distance. It's about cover. So
Well,
these you
it's
can't quite pinpoint individual. There's a couple back here in the alleyway that will have 3/4 cover, just because of angles. And then these 2 that Cammy just shot at, you can see more clearly.
Okay. Well, which is part of the reason why I was like, are they outside of 60 feet of me or not? Or are they several within 60 feet?
Yeah, these are within 60 feet. Okay, cool. The map's not there.
Well,
What you got, big man?
there's a mutter of a few galactic phrases, and his aura begins to manifest in 2 knives. Spirit guardians.
Ooh.
Just knives made out of
Floating blood knives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah,
great.
that checks out.
Yeah,
Are they
that's yeah.
No, they're
Would you like some knife with your blood?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Great.
So yeah, so for everyone's imagination, congealing from thin air is various what looks to be glass or broken glasses.
Like shards of glass.
Shards of glass.
None
Yeah.
of us.
Yeah.
That's all of us.
Yeah,
It's a
they're
circle.
all the same color of blood.
Great. Great. Love that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in hell.
I'm sorry I asked, is what she says to you.
Taruk just goes, interesting.
What's the range on that?
I'm looking at script reference now.
Actually, said I pulled up. That is a range of self 15 feet.
15-foot radius from you.
Foot radius, yes.
Mm-hmm. Cool. And then I will step 30 feet closer to the creatures.
Okay. I can reach. Back here?
Yeah.
Okay. 5, 10, 15. So they're just outside of. This one would get hit. So that's at the start of their turn?
Yes.
Okay. Noted.
It says the first time creature enters, but generally it's the starter.
Yeah, it's
Will.
they have not entered.
Yeah.
You have walked next to them.
I was so waiting for that to be. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else there on this?
That is it for me.
Taruk?
Um,
Taruk?
takes a second looking at the shards of blood glass floating in the air.
Just kidding.
And then knows do we see them enough to recognize that they are the same creatures we dealt with before?
I mean,
Or are they
You're-
just eyes in the darkness?
their eyes in the darkness, you're reasonably sure because the eyes look roughly the same and the, some of them have done that teleporting thing that you've
Right.
seen.
Okay, so they have done that teleporting. Okay.
Yes.
So I am concerned about them teleporting next to me, so I'm going to be
Oh.
keeping Volks next to me.
I should ask, at the end of your turn and at the end of your turn, are you still looking at them? Or have you averted your gaze?
I'd still be looking.
Have you?
Most likely. I think she's probably doing threat assessment, so she's probably averted her gaze, like looking at all the other ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Averting your gaze. If you continue to avert your gaze, you will get disadvantage on future attacks against them.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's more that she's just looking around. She's not looking directly at the one that she just shot. She's
Okay.
just looking to see which one's getting closer.
You are looking directly at them, so I need you to make a wisdom save.
I want to see if I have anything special about wisdom, but it's a natural 13, so I don't think it matters.
Does not.
We.
That's a
gonna-
20.
Yeah.
Dirty 20.
You're good.
It's like we at least have proficiency in the saving throws for that.
Great.
Cody, you might have to be moving menus. I also can't see a
That's
lot of stuff from my perspective.
I apologize.
You're alright.
I'm
I'm going
go
to.
grab a stick.
So I'll move up.
T-Rex claw.
Cody, if you can move me, I'm gonna move up next to you and put Volks 5 feet in front of both of us.
Okay. So you're gonna go up to here.
Yep.
And then. Oh, try not to break everything.
You're breaking everything. You're the worst.
And then Taruk will say to you, "Don't worry, I'll protect you." And then I had to.
Fired.
There's one up there. How far is that?
I will
one?
destroy you, little man.
Which one on the top?
The top step closest to you, roughly.
It's amusing because since you won't have the spear on there, you look smaller than. Sort of
I know.
maybe?
A little under 60 feet from you.
Just under 60 feet.
Just under 60.
I did not write
55.
distances because I'm bad. I will do that.
You are the bad.
Dancing light is dim light within 10 feet of each orb.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe it's a bonus
Does Spirit
action.
Guardians emit light?
No.
Okay.
Just I don't think it does.
It can for like flavor, but it's not like visible.
Yeah, it doesn't
visibility.
look like it.
Okay.
Question for you.
Answer for you.
So per my feature that gives me Volks, I can do a command directive, which is a bonus action to move Volks and have him perform an action. Can I have him hold an action?
Does Volks get his own reactions?
I don't know.
I'm going to say it would use your reaction to use Volks' held action, but yes.
Okay. I will take that.
Okay.
I don't care about having reactions. And then
We'll double check that later.
produce for it. I don't know the range on this because I didn't write it down.
Here.
What is it?
Can you look up Ray of Frost?
Okay, I'm checking produce flame for him.
I got it.
I need to stop
30
tapping.
feet from produce flame.
I notice the waveform jumping as I'm tapping on the table, and I'm like, no,
Wave
stop
frost
doing that.
is-
Dim somewhere else.
Ray of Frost is
60.
Okay. So I will pull out a familiar. Write that down. 60. A familiar gizmo and aim at the one that's up there. And
Are you
shoot.
looking directly at it as you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wisdom save.
You'll make the wisdom save at the end of your turn.
Okay. And I will shoot a ray of frost. Nope.
What'd you roll?
Nat one.
What's the total?
It's an attack roll, so it should miss. But 8.
8. Okay. Does not hit, but natural 1 is not an automatic failure.
Okay.
All right, you shoot at it. It just, hits the ceiling of the ceiling of this building that you're firing into. That like the front is all collapsed into, and just like splatters across the ceiling. You're frustrated. You're upset. You're making a wisdom saving throw.
I am making a wisdom saving throw. I believe I'm good at those. Yes, I am. 18.
18 passes. You're good. God damn it.
That's it. That's all I got.
Hayes.
Real quick. So these are the same things we found
Real
last time, correct? These look like the same thing.
Yes.
Sorry.
Sorry, it took me a second for my brain to process
No,
what
you're
you
fine,
just
you're
said. I'm having a day.
With that, I'm trying to remember because I know last time I had gotten paralyzed. I don't know if that was from vision or if I would have put 2 and 2 together.
Roll me a wisdom check.
Gotcha.
Just regular wisdom.
Bad. Well, it's still a
Bad. Just bad.
Still an 11, but
It's above a 10. I'll give it to you. It was a DC 10.
Since I was paralyzed from them last time, I'm trying to make sure if I would gather the knowledge to not.
Yeah, if you look at them directly as part of your turn, as you're attacking them, as you're anything, at the end of your turn you will make a wisdom saving throw. That's the mechanic bullshit.
Gotcha. So if I were to even just attack and look away, it would still count
Yes.
as you've looked at them.
Yes. If you attack while averting your gaze, you get disadvantage, but you don't have to make the saving throw. So,
I think I'll risk it.
okay.
I'm feeling risky. All right.
Risky frisky.
Hey.
Risk it for biscuit.
Also, I noticed from where I'm standing now, 30 could get me to here. Would that be partial cover at all, or if I were to...
Yeah, if you're like ducking underneath it.
Okay.
Sure.
So I will before I do that, actually,
Oh.
since that's a better vantage point.
Okay.
I will kind of clap together my claws, pull apart a nice radiant energy, fire it at them in what looks like a nice hawk head, and it is guiding bolt.
What's the range on guiding bolt?
It is
I think it's
120.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a good range.
And that's after this one on the top
The
level.
one that I
One
just
of the
shot
two
out.
that I can see. So that is a grand total with spell attack bonus. That is 22.
That's at number 2.
Yes.
That would hit.
My ray of frost distracted you.
You were so helpful.
Yep.
Does that hit? I would hope
Yes,
so.
it hits.
I would sure as heck hope
Sorry,
so.
I thought I said that.
No, you're fine, you're fine. I was like, ooh, that better hit, because otherwise we have
Oh, you have 3 problems.
You're not
1, 2, and 3.
Ah.
46.
Ah.
Also, the next attack roll made against the target before the end of my next turn has advantage.
Okay.
As there's light around it. 9, 12, 13 points of radiant damage.
And that's on number 2.
Number 2.
Gotcha. You pull apart that energy and you shoot it directly at it, and as it's kind of looking away at the frost on the ceiling, kind of like, oh, that was close, you hit it like right in the back, and it kind of like arches, and now it's like glowing and tingling. It's like looking at its hand, and it's like weird clawy hands, and it's just kind of freaking out a little bit. But you also notice now that it is illuminated, It looks a little different from the ones that you encountered before. This one you are looking at it. You're not averting your gaze, so you can see this. It seems almost a little more metallic than the ones that you saw before. It seems like it's almost maybe more reptilian, but it's of a different nature than the ones you saw before, but it seems to be the same kind of creature. So, anatomically, it's the same. It's that kind of hunched crustacean body with like the pincers and like the weird little like secondary grabby hands, but they're creepy as fuck. But these have like a longer, almost like a turtleneck. They're gross. These things are gross.
Yeah.
They're
But
nightmarish, which is
at the end of your turn, make a wisdom save.
Also, my held action for Volks is he's just going to pincer if something appears next to us.
Thank you. I should have prompted for that.
16.
16 saves.
Is that good? God.
There
And you
was a
said
lot
you're-
going on, I forgot to. So.
Thank you. 30 feet this way? Yes?
Yes. Let's go to this corner right here to at least get.
Basically off, kind of on that corner.
Yeah.
Then.
Yep.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Anything
Gotcha.
else?
That should be it.
Problem 2,
Gross.
group 1,
Oh boy.
is gonna go.
He's glowing.
Always
Do any of them start their turn inside my aura?
No.
Okay.
That will be, keep me honest, that's gonna be problem 1. So the second group
Okay.
that goes, one of them will start its turn. But these are going to move into your aura.
Cool.
5, 10, 15.
I believe it's
20.
difficult terrain in the aura too.
They can only move half speed if they're
Yes.
affected.
So once they answer, they make a save before they finish moving.
10. They make the save before they finish moving, is that what you
Yeah,
said?
because if they fail to
affected
save,
creatures.
then
Oh,
they're
if they fail,
slow.
it's difficult
Yeah.
terrain. Gotcha,
Yes.
gotcha. So that first one, that's cocked. That's a natural 18.
Curses.
What kind of save is it?
It is a con. No,
it's
wisdom.
Wisdom. Wisdom.
Wisdom?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's 16 then.
DC is 15.
Second one, that's a natural 19.
Wow. Okay.
Well, at least
Rolling
they're still
hot tonight.
They're still taking half damage, which is
So
good.
he's gonna move 20. That's gonna just enter your radius. Natural 17, so that brings it down to a 15.
Which is just enough to save.
20. Yeah. No, 15. 20. Okay. Yeah, they're just gonna move toward you and
Are any of them injured? Because that does matter.
no, none of them are injured.
Okay, they are.
The only one injured is
It
the one
would've
that
been-
Recognize me, servant.
hates it.
So that's 5, 6, 7, 8. So 6, 7, and 8 are in your aura. So roll your
Okay.
damage. Just roll once for all of them.
17 points of necrotic.
17, is that already halved or
That is straight up.
straight up? Okay, cool.
Did all of them save?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of them.
Rough.
Yeah.
But now, from now on, they're not taking more damage from it.
Damn, you evil.
So. No, actually.
Are we the
I'm
bad
not.
guys?
However, just
Tech-
it
tech-
makes more narrative sense for it to be necrotic damage instead of radiant damage.
I suppose.
You're just obsessed with necrotic damage. I think that's just what it is. After last night's game and after, listen.
Yeah.
It's like,
Not
I wanna
important, not
say
important, not
no,
important.
But nah.
So they did the thing.
So I just looked at that and I'm like, hold on a second.
Yeah.
The 3 of them that are within 15 feet of you. Because I'm counting them as a group, I'm only going to count this as one save,
Okay.
rather than having to save against all 3 of them. I need you to make a charisma saving throw, please.
Good. 17.
You say it, don't worry about it. But you do start to hear. They're not voices necessarily, but echoes of certain almost environmental sounds, hazards, just the environment of your home world. Very vividly in the back of your mind.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't really bother them currently.
Great.
Naturally, anyways, just due to the whole shenanigans of that.
You're immune. Great. Fantastic.
Yep.
Love that. I can't give you any kind of horror. Fantastic. Whatever. You
Stuff
just-
that emotional horror down.
Well,
Just
that's
shut
the
it down.
thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing for them. We
You have to kill them with kindness.
yeah.
Ben is like, I dish the horror. You're doing
After
a
last
good
night's
to
game,
me.
you're right.
You're right.
Once you
Poor
learn more
Vivian.
about their backstory, you'll understand why the sounds of cave-ins and whatnot aren't that big of a deal to them.
Just another Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so
Oh, death and destruction. First thing in the
that's
morning.
their turn.
Problem one gets to go.
Yes. Problem group 1 gets to go. So that number one will make a save. Natural 19. I'm sorry.
You mixed up rolling so well.
Too bad.
Yeah, this is a worse roll. 13.
13.
Necrotic would become
6.
So. It comes out of the building looking hurt. 5, 10.
Is any of this part of that threshold?
Say again.
The
Oh.
injury threshold.
Because
that matters for my character.
if you're dealing their injury thresholds
Yes.
or if you hitting
If any damage I deal hits a threshold.
that one, because it was different damage that hit the threshold. No.
Okay.
Okay.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
There's things.
Yes.
There's things.
Okay.
There's a reason why they're
There's a reason.
There are reasons
I
in this questionable
I'm in charge of absolute chaos, and by in charge I mean I'm standing here and I think I'm in charge. I don't know what's going on ever. So that's its move. It is going to claw attack you twice.
Oh shit! I didn't activate my shield. I should-
Bump on.
Oh,
That's a 21.
that is.
That's a 6.
That misses.
There's the bad roll. It is actually, as it comes out, you weren't looking away, were you? You weren't averting your gaze?
I was kind of keeping an eye on everything because it's kind of like just. do-
Right, but you're not.
No.
Okay. You're not averting your attention. Not your eyes, but your attention.
Yes.
You're keeping your attention on it.
Where are your blood orbs focused?
Everywhere.
Your
Your
vision
orbs.
is strange.
It is.
You don't see necessarily outward visual details, but you can see these almost like veins of power that are running through the creature that coalesce into the claws as it attacks you.
Real quick, because
Real
they
slow.
are already injured, they do take another 2 points of damage. That is including the half. Injured creatures take 4 points of damage.
Okay, cool. Gotcha. Cool. But it is going to, the first one hits, and it is going to deal 5 points of slashing damage, and that was garbage. 2 points of acid damage. Double ones on those dice.
I'm okay with that.
That's going to be its turn. I think this one from up top is going to teleport down to you. That's going to be its bonus action. Is that its bonus action?
And then it'll need to make a save.
You,
No, as part of its move.
Keep glowing a little bit.
I'm going to say because it's part of its move, it's going to take it's going to make the save just
well, it
for the
is
fuck of
actually
it. Natural
injured.
20.
Oof.
Is this one injured?
It is not.
Okay.
No, yes it is.
Yeah, this is the
It
one
got
with the
attacked
guy.
by the thing.
Okay.
Guiding bolts.
So that is 20 to 10.
Okay.
That was a good roll.
It's a good roll. You did good
Gotcha.
dice.
Yeah.
That one.
See, you just need to talk nice to your dice, Blake.
I've tried everything.
It's going to take
I've
its
been
bonus action,
playing
and it
for
is going
20
to
years.
also kind of coalesce that energy that you saw. It's going to attack you twice. One of them's garbage. The other one is maybe also garbage. That was a 13, so
13, yeah.
neither of them hit. But it is still coursing with that acidic elemental-ish power. The other one no longer has that power to it once it expended it, attacking you. So let me roll that. Actually, gets it back. Gets it back. Okay, cool.
No joy.
The other two that are part of that entourage exit this building 5, 10, 15, 20. 20. I think both of them are going to stay there and just be menacing. They're just going to be menacing. We won't figure out.
They're
Actually, no, they are going to, as part of their move, they're going to teleport down. And they're going to teleport. How far can they teleport? Up to 50 feet. So.
next to me again.
No, they can get down into.
Over
That
by
beetle's
the two
big.
of us.
That beetle's big and menacing, so they're going to flank Volks.
One of them will be grabbed or attempt to be grabbed.
Okay.
Nat 1.
Nat
for
1.
5.
Wow.
Oof,
Or
duh.
6. Sorry. 6.
That's not. No. That's a those check. Nat 9.
No, it's a to hit.
Oh,
It's
never
an
mind.
attack. It's an attack that then grabs.
Oh, whoa. Okay.
Can't be almost looking like my hero.
One of them.
2 nat 1s in this combat. My only 2 rolls have been nat 1.
Yep.
Well, my only 2 attacks.
How did you beat me again? Oh, that's what you cheated.
Both of them are going to attack Volks 2 times.
Think about it this way: the only weak mortals are.
That's an 11 and a 19.
The 19 hits.
Okay. Which will do 1 point of what is that? Slashing damage? Piercing damage. Slashing damage. And it also, you weren't diverting your gaze, were you?
Correct.
Okay. You can see that it is almost glowing a little bit. It's more like a bioluminescent glow than something that will actually give off like
Right.
a lot of light. And like from the ends of its claws are dripping this kind of like acid that evaporates before it hits the ground. And so it's going to deal. Is Volks immune to acid damage?
No.
Okay.
Poison.
10 points of acid. It's gonna roll. Does not get that back yet.
How would you look like it paralyzed? Acid.
The second one is going to attack
He's
Volks
immune to
twice. One is a 12. The other one's a 13.
Both miss.
Okay.
Playing
There go
off his
my
armor.
good rolls for the night, guys. It's all gonna be garbage from here.
Good. Did I say that? I meant.
Did you?
I meant.
You meant to. Okay, I see.
That's food. Like food.
That's gonna be their go. And not hopefully not jealous of this camera. And these are all going to.
Do you want me to move them out?
Yeah, they're all going to teleport in the direction of. Half of them are going to teleport in the direction of you. Half of them are going to teleport into.
Gotcha.
So 9 and 12 probably go that way, and the other 2 go that way.
Okay.
Yes. They can teleport 50 feet.
Okay. So they're right up against everyone.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 9 and 12 will make a save.
Yes, and then
Then
Yeah,
Over
probably
here?
flank like that.
Yeah.
10 and 11.
Cool.
Yeah, they are going to.
Do you want to keep me the previous roll for damage, or do you want me to roll again for those 2?
Roll again. That's cocked.
Yeah, that's terrible.
That's a natural 18. That's a natural 15. So the natural 15 goes down to 13, so that does not save.
Yep.
The natural 18 saves.
Yeah.
That's a terrifying 10 points of damage to the.
Against 9.
7, 2, and a 1.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
our
a
buddy.
garbage
Which
roll.
ones were NU 9 and 12? So
Yeah.
minus 10 to 9, minus 5 to 12. Okay, and then 11 and 10 are going to both attack you guys.
All right. Disadvantage on 10 because I have patient defense up.
Okay, great. Good on you, because one of those was a natural 20.
Good.
The other one is a 13.
Does not hit.
His second attack, they don't have genders, why am I doing that? Is it just the first attack that is disadvantage or all of them?
It's all.
All of them, great. Don't worry about it, that's a 9.
Yeah.
And then against you, it's going to be 2 claw attacks, one of those is cocked. So it's a 15 and a 9.
That misses. Okay.
Okay.
Only one hit. I'm good with that.
All of this for a bit. You didn't have to be up here with me, but you chose to be here.
That's 3 points of slashing damage to you, no acid.
No acid?
No acid.
Okay.
That's just the special ones. These look like the regular ones that you encountered before in the forest.
Okay.
Slightly more terrifying because there's more of them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
I was worried about the acid because that might have done half my hit points in one attack. So I'm squishy boy.
Yeah.
Right, your hit points are
Squishy.
terrible.
I have bad.
It's like the second character you made with absolute garbage hit points.
Well, I've made a lot of characters. It's the second one I played with garbage hit points. With you guys specifically.
It just seems like a lot because this happens a lot in our games.
I am awful. I didn't read the second half of this. Don't worry about it.
Worst DM
No, it's
ever.
this is the paralysis clause, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to hand wave that has not come into effect yet and will come into effect when they,
Remember their abilities.
Yeah, when they remember how to use their own innate abilities because they don't know how to
Well,
do that. Apparently.
of this group, am I the only one that got hit?
I got hit.
Yeah, both of you got
Okay.
it.
I got hit twice.
Yes? You got hit a couple times. I don't
Yeah.
remember. Anyway, that's their go. That's going to bring us back
Actually,
to
no,
Cammy.
I got hit once for 7 points of damage.
Yeah, as one comes up and tries to hit me, I just block it with the bow and throw the bow to the ground. And I reach behind and grab the spear and press the button and it unfurls basically.
Badass.
And I will go ahead and I will do 2 attack. I'll do at least 1 attack against 10 for now.
Okay.
Let's see. Does a 14 hit?
It does.
Awesome. Good, because that was a garbage roll. Garbage.
14 hits against the normal ones.
Cool. Okay, that's max damage. That's 9 points of damage.
Gotcha.
Second attack. Let's use this die instead. That's much better. It's 25 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay, that is another 6 points of piercing damage. And that is with the silver spear. And then...
That one...
How bad's it looking?
You hit it a couple of times and you stab, you whack, and
Uh,
it seems to still be like stock still, standing, staring at you.
mhm.
And then just falls over and just kind of like splats a little bit,
Oh,
and starts to dissolve on the ground.
good. And then she throws an elbow right at the one that's
Number 4?
Num-
Gotcha.
Yep.
I forgot to roll saves for those two.
23 to hit.
Volks also made it harder for them to thank us, so you're welcome.
23 to hit, you said?
Yes. That's 6 points of shock damage as she basically reverses the charge inside of her shotgun and goes down her arm and through her elbow. Because that's
Great,
how
great.
that's how the damage works
Love
with the
that.
shotgun.
That's great. That's great.
And then did I say flurry blows because that's what I was trying to do?
I figured.
Okay.
As long as you've expended the things that you need to expend.
I just did.
Okay, good.
That's really good. That's another 24 to hit.
Okay. That'll hit.
Not great damage. That is 5 points of damage.
Fine, got it. Great. That's your go. You did not avert your eyes because you took
Did
all of
not.
those attacks at straight rolls. So go ahead and roll me a wisdom save.
Wisdom save. Oh. Ugh. Ugh, that's not great.
What is it?
Oh, I have concentration.
Where did it show up my saving throws? Okay. Wisdom is 6.
A 6. That is going to fail.
Cool.
So, looking at it directly at the end of your turn, you do. Yes, fearful appearance. That's what that one
You
is.
do a scare.
I do a spook.
You do a scare. You are under the frightened condition. So,
Okay.
on your next turn, you get to make a save at the end of your next turn, but you can
Okay.
only run away from it or attack at disadvantage.
Okay, got it.
Okay. That all for you?
That's all I got.
I should have narrated this at the end of each of their turns, ending their turn in bright light.
Oh, number 10 is
They did not.
gone.
Sorry.
Um,
The international sound for, oh no, my map tube is about to fall apart.
there's an international sound for that? That's a big enough problem?
It's been recognized. I'm sorry you missed the
By
movement.
D&D players everywhere.
Yeah.
At the end of their turns, each of them start as they end their turn in your bright light.
Yeah.
They start to kind of shrivel and hiss a little bit. They don't move out of the light. At least on that turn, they haven't learned the lesson yet.
Nope.
But
Oh, they'll learn.
they are taking damage from ending their turn in bright light.
Okay, gotcha.
So, just keep that in mind. Actually, that would kill 11. Because
Okay.
there was a lot of damage on 11. I rolled individually for them for some fucking reason.
Okay, so 11's gone.
11 falls over, so just knock it over,
Okay.
and starts to kind of dissolve away. But you can see there's something underneath the shell that is starting to evaporate.
Interesting.
Don't do that to me.
Specifically, there doesn't seem to be anything under the shell of the one that you killed, but the one that went down because of the light, there's something underneath it. So,
Don't do that to me. I'm useless for the rest of the fight, guys. I'm sorry.
Never bring a researcher
was that
to a gunfight.
gonna be different?
Thanks.
I know.
I love you
Is that the
too.
end of your turn, Kim?
Yes, it is.
Promise. Attack the glow.
Smack that.
Which ones are the new ones?
The ones that have the Play-Doh around the base are the ones that are special.
Special. Okay. I'll hit the one that's closest to you.
Number
1?
Yeah, I guess.
Number
two
two
is
is-
the one that's glowing.
Yeah,
Oh, number 2's glowing?
both of them had that glow. Number 1, once it hit you, no longer had that glow. Number 2 didn't hit you, so it is still
Okay.
glowing.
And number 2
Well,
was hit
also-
by...
It's
Guiding.
glowing because of it.
Oh, that
Yes.
one.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
That's why I was like, hit it, you have advantage.
I will bite it.
Okay,
Alright.
chomp.
What's it taste like?
One away from a critical.
Oh.
Ooh, so close.
I have improved critical with my melee
Oh,
attack.
do you?
Oh.
Yes.
Ooh.
However, that'll hit.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much to hit him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes a
But
little bit
it
more to
was
hit the special.
Just that I was so close. That is maximum damage.
Which
12
is?
points of damage.
12 points of
Ooh.
damage.
Because they are injured.
You kill it.
What do they taste like?
They taste awful. They taste like earwax.
They taste like despair.
I mean, you're
But-
probably literally not wrong.
Actually,
Oh.
that probably tastes better
All right.
than your wax.
Do you want me to
Yeah.
just flip that one
I
over
was
for you?
quoting better off.
That one goes away.
That one.
Goes away all the way. So, anything else for your turn?
Bonus action, activate my shield.
Okay. You did not divert your attention. You took all those attacks normally. All those attacks, there was only one. So go ahead and make me a wisdom save at the end of your turn.
Even though I succeeded last time?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a natural 15.
Natural 15?
And you said it was a wisdom?
Yes.
Yeah, that's 20.
You save with the natural 15. It's a low DC. Yes, okay. That's going to be the end of Thramas, so Taruk.
So first thing, Volks is going to turn to, what number is that? 3?
3.
And shoot a syringe out of his mouth
Okay.
and try and impale it.
You have got to be kidding.
Another natural 1.
Yeah.
3 in a row.
Oh my god.
You're using
Do
different
you want
dice.
to
Can we
borrow
get
one
some
of my dice?
sage? Like,
So I guess you were right. I'm going to be useless anyway.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean, he was in the first
I didn't
place.
I'm not
want
touching.
you to
I'm not
curse by the
touching
DM.
other people's dice because I do not want to pass this curse
You've
on.
been cursed by the DM.
You've been cursed by the smooth criminal.
I feel like you rolled an 18.
Don't get me
3 and a 5
I'm gonna
and
get
a
myself
9.
sued.
So you just need like
So
gloves in order to roll things. That's fine.
God, that was great. I'm going to then turn my attention to 11
Okay.
and pull out a scanner
Okay.
and just
Oh, you've got to be fucking kidding me.
taking scans.
As you
And I'm
poke at
recording
things,
everything.
roll me a science check.
This one.
Actually, either science or arcana.
Science is better. Oh, sure, it's not a combat roll, so 21.
Yeah.
Of course. It's hard to tell this soon after it went down, but there is another figure inside of the meatlock. There is something inside of it that has been encased.
He is aware that whatever samples of the exterior he tries to take is going to evaporate. Experienced that before. So, audio-visual recording as well as... I pulled this out to look at the scanning.
You mentioned audio-visual recording, and I had to just check that the stream was still working.
My brain's like, he's trying to find, he's like, I'm gonna Steve Irwin this. Alright, so.
So anyways, I took its
with this
balls.
dangerous creature.
I'm going to pull out the radiation detector and see if it's like emitting any sort of radiation as it dissolves.
Okay. We'll get to that on another turn, because that's going to take some time.
That is...
Even just for that scan to go through.
all
So.
he's doing.
Great, wonderful. Love that for us.
She's so angry at you.
Hayes, you're going.
Things seem to be in
Well,
hand,
he-
so...
He kind of peeks out
Oh,
and
he's
says,
just
they don't
surrounded.
seem to be paralyzed people.
No.
Oh, yeah.
He will
Friendless is fine. He's got blood knives, alright?
Actually, no, you're right. I don't know what I was worried about.
10, 20.
Also, I was incorrect.
On my-
You remember from your last encounter, looking on them had a fear effect, getting hit by them had a paralysis.
Gotcha.
Yes,
that makes
I
sense.
screwed that up.
My...
You would remember that.
I think I would barely hit... Okay.
You need to get more.
But I suppose I can't let you all have all the fun. And you will also...
Yeah, but we're having a gaff in here. Get in on this.
Always. So it pulls out some more radiant energy, and as it starts to swirl around him, and it slowly turns into more harpy-looking people, harpy-looking Wantois like himself,
Fantastic.
with similar armor to what he is wearing. And he casts Spirit Guardians.
So one of them's a feather boa. Got it. One of them's yeah.
Copy
Fabulous.
bird.
Bird.
Not a cat, so
And-
copy bird.
I'm trying to think if I would even, at the start of their turn, if I'm gonna hit.
That was painful.
I know. I can't hurt anything in combat. I might as well hurt
Might as well just
Yeah,
hurt your
no.
friends, I guess.
I'll just stand there.
You're just gonna stand there? Are you averting your gaze?
I am not going to look at them because I understand that's probably not a good thing.
Okay.
Especially since I'm not directly attacking them.
You
then-
haven't made any attacks or actions against them this turn, so nothing had advantage or disadvantage, so you're good.
Solid.
I'm not gonna make you make any checks. Great.
Excellent.
Anything else?
Wait.
We're waiting. Waiting.
It'd be beneficial to hex one of them.
Are you allowing the Mercer rule, or
2-level spells, or only cantrip.
It is a bonus.
I'm
But
gonna
it's-
say no,
Okay.
since we're not actually playing Dungeons and Dragons.
yeah,
The balance is a tiny bit different.
yeah, it's fine.
Good
Stick
thing.
with the base rules.
So
That's
I'd probably be able to cast it if I were to actually do a melee attack, correct?
Yeah, if you do either a cantrip or a melee attack on your next turn, you can
Yeah.
cast
Gotcha.
level bonus actions.
Keep in mind, you have to do it at disadvantage unless you are actively looking at them.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
Fair enough.
Okay. Anything else?
That should be it.
Problems 2. So 5, 6, 7, and 8.
Saving throws.
Saving throws. You are correct.
Wish going.
We don't have we have a 4.
For
next to us. Cool.
5 is not going to make a saving throw because it's.
And it'll be 2 saving throws for each, right? Because you got 2 auras.
No,
Where's
The auras are not overlapping.
yeah, the auras are not.
Oh, I can't see
Yeah.
that at
So
all.
Haze is all the way over here.
Oh,
Promise
Haze
is
is still back
Yeah,
there.
I was
Haze is
gonna
covering
say-
you. Too.
I can't. There is a building in my way. I can see almost nothing of the battlefield. So.
I'm sorry.
It's
I
all
had to turn it so the
No,
camera could see it.
I know.
And now you got herpes on your face.
It doesn't matter. I can't attack anything and hit anyway, and I'm
So-
just going to be
Herpes in your
scanning
face.
things, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
if I can see
5
that.
is
One of the
gonna
episode titles, Harpies in your face.
teleport to here, so it's going to skip you entirely.
Mhm.
Because that's 5, 10, 15. Yeah, it's just the edge of your range, and then it's going to 15, 20. Get
with
next
that-
to Cam.
Actually, before it gets within 15 of me, it does have to roll.
Yes, you are correct.
We have the entire battlefield covered.
Excellent.
Oh my God.
Fantastic. Love it.
Do the
Love
harpies
that
just like
for
start
us.
grabbing the knives and start stabbing these things?
Yes.
Yes.
That's when we overlap our auras.
Yeah.
That's gonna be. It's gonna be. Motherfucker.
That's gonna be a motherfucker.
It's gonna be a motherfucker.
U.S. Broadway musical. It's gonna be a motherfucker.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yep.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Math.
How
But
weird.
people
What
in
kind of
South
save is
Park.
it?
Wisdom.
Wisdom?
Yes.
12. All of that to get the number 12.
No,
So it fails. So it's gonna be.
So, ooh, I got 2 8s. Fuck yeah. So that'll be 18.
18.
18 radiant if it matters.
It does not, but I appreciate you asking.
Yeah.
And that's number 5.
And it can only move half movement once it gets within 15 of me. Since it is effective.
It was radiant damage?
Yes.
So it does. It starts running towards you and like hits that wall of radiance and just skids on the ground and like knocks into the next one and starts to dissipate. However, because it went down to radiant damage, it is still on the field and there is something inside of it.
Interesting.
Weird.
That's good to know.
I'm so curious.
I mean,
That's
it's
why
very
I'm doing
likely.
nothing but scanning them.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are fighting.
Cool.
So,
So
that's
the 2
it.
saving throws for my 2.
3, 6,
3.
7, and 8. There's 3 in this block that are within your range. So,
Pack tactics.
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 Their pack tactics don't work against me.
Not with mine.
That's a natural 18. That one's a natural 11. So 1 success, 1 fail.
Okay.
The failure is number 6,
I need to be like, I probably need to roll concentration checks.
and then
Yeah.
When he starts taking damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, here it is.
15 for
Yeah, and he rolled.
Okay.
number
15
8.
total?
So 15 total.
15
Yes.
total. Okay, so 15 total succeeds. The other 2 fail.
No, one of them was 8.
I don't.
He was trying to get you to just
I
be like,
understand.
"Oh, right."
I understand. I'm
That's
keeping you honest.
20 points of necrotic damage.
Okay, so that knocks out number 6. Actually, yeah, with the previous 9, that knocks out all 3 of them.
Ooh.
Nice.
If these are people that do that.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what I've been thinking this entire time.
Yeah, that's kind of considered.
And we're murdering them.
Yeah.
So much for finding Jerry. So that's actually, yeah, all of problem number 2. They are gone.
Excellent.
Problem number 1, so the special ones.
They're showing
Number
you
1 is going to make a
Wisdom saving throw.
wisdom save. That's a natural 18.
For
They
a
have
success.
Yeah.
They have a positive wisdom, so
Cool. Do you want me to roll again, or do you want me to keep the same number?
roll it again. Sure, fuck it, why not? Since it's a
Have
different
fun
group.
rolling dice.
It's
This is a better roll, anyways.
Yeah.
So 14, 18, 21.
That kills it.
Nice.
At half.
Yes.
But for real,
So congrats.
I think we just need to mesh the auras, and it'll be terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, mesh the auras and just all stand there. Just be
Yes.
like, come at me, bro.
Um,
Come at me.
Was it?
So 2's down, 1's down. Number 3, which has not been harmed, is now it's just outside of your range.
Yeah,
And it is going to make an attack against. They're not very smart. It's going to make an attack against
Volks.
Volks. It's going to make 2 attacks. So that's a 17
Hits.
and a 15.
Misses.
Okay, so Did it get its acid damage back?
I'm
It
glad that I
did,
got
so
that armor improvement for Volks.
it's going to. That's 6 points of slashing damage, as well as 11 points of acid.
17.
17 total.
2 hit points left.
Oofda!
For you?
Volks.
For
Volks has
Volks.
2 hit points.
Ugh.
I mean, he just took. I mean, he took 11 and then 17.
And then number
Yeah,
4. Number 4 is going to attack you.
Yeah.
Because you seem
Checks out.
flaily.
Is 4 within range by chance?
Say again?
Is 4 within range by chance?
It is, just barely. So, that's a natural 19 to save. So,
So
I don't remember what my attack roll was, so I'm just going to roll it again.
That's fine.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, yeah, it's.
Are you still patient defense?
No.
No. Okay.
It did not get its acid back.
Right. Yeah.
So, that's going to be 1 point of slashing damage.
Oh my!
Also
Thank
9
you.
radiant.
9 radiant.
That is halved.
Okay. Gotcha. That's number 3's go. And number 4, where did
Actually,
No,
didn't
that-
4 just go?
that was 4's go. Never mind. You're correct. I just wrote down the damage in the wrong spot, which is what screwed me
Oh, good.
over.
Where is 3?
3 and 4 are both next to Volks.
Yep.
They're flanking
Three's
folks.
three's not her, right?
3 should have had advantage.
Or just
on
a
its,
little bit from the right.
They're ending their turn in the light. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
There you
So that's going to be 8 points of radiant damage to number 3, 8 points to number 4. They are both still up. Number 4 looks about ready to teeter over. 3 looks mostly okay. So that is their go. Problem number 3 is going to be these regular guys. That's just 9 and 12, so saves against you. Both of them fail.
18.
18 points of necrotic.
Yep.
So that. Where is 10?
10 is down.
10 is down.
10?
Ye-
10's dead, baby.
Oh yeah,
go. Wow.
because I hadn't finished doing my math, and I'm like, why isn't that one crossed out?
What is that?
Yeah, that knocks them both out. And these guys start to dissolve.
Noise.
Two AoE
Here,
spells.
there goes
Yeah.
my terrifying fight, my
I thought
big
that was
swarms.
problem number 3, not problem number 1.
You're correct. It doesn't
Also-
matter. There's one problem left.
Yeah.
So
Also, we did burn our big spells already, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're starting off hot.
Cammy, it's your go.
Cool, so
Sorry.
you got your specimen, you're fine.
Do I get anything else in your
Yeah, so
Do I
she.
get anything else in your move, or is that it?
That's it.
That's it. No?
So number 4 is the last one still in front of me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, she's gonna go ahead and try and fight through whatever fear she's going through right now.
Fun thing.
So you'll roll that save at the end of your turn,
Okay.
but you're attacking at disadvantage.
Yeah, I'm gonna attack at disadvantage. That's fine.
Thank you for remembering that.
Mm-hmm. So natural 1 for the first attack.
Great.
Yep,
great,
checks
great.
out.
Good on you.
Yeah.
Maybe my curse is just my character standing next to you.
Nope, that's a miss.
What is it?
It's a 9.
Okay.
Okay.
They have a pretty low AC, so that's why I asked. But
Yeah. 11.
11 will not hit.
Okay.
You're very close.
Yeah. Let's see. Yep. And last one for flurry of blows. Okay, double 11s.
Nice.
That won't hit.
Okay, good.
Wait, 11 on the dice or 11?
Oh, 11
total?
on the dice.
Oh,
So yes,
what's the
that should. The total is 17.
That'll hit.
Yeah.
And that's
As-
what, on 4?
Yeah, she's probably seeing that person in the ship as she's the first time she left Bomar
Mm-hmm.
in this creature.
You feel a hand on your shoulder. Sharp nails digging into your...
Mm-hmm. As she just she hits it for 4 damage, minimum damage, but
That's enough.
yeah, as she just rage punches through that
Fantastic.
shadow. Yeah,
It feels like a real shit punch. Like
Yeah.
you just kind of glance off.
yeah,
You go to wind up to hit it again, and
Mhm.
it just falls over.
yeah.
And just starts to like goo out onto the ground. Evaporate out. But that's... Is that all for you?
Yep, that's it for.
Roll
she's
your
getting.
saving throw.
Yep, she's
You have
gonna.
your turn.
Oh, it's just the one. Never mind. I rolled 2 dice for some reason. I don't know why.
Roll,
I did that.
roll again.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Let's roll this one. Wisdom 14.
14 will save.
Cool.
That's good.
You're good.
Character
that's gonna be
moments.
4 is Deadzo. Thronos.
I will walk up to the one creature that's still standing.
5, 10. Yeah, you can get there. It's fine.
Cool. Am I flanking with anyone?
Alrighty.
Or can I flank with the beetle? With
Oh,
none?
you can.
Okay.
You can move one more this way. You have plenty of room.
There you
Yeah, I will flank with beetle.
Okay.
This is going to be a straight attack roll or?
Are you looking at it?
Yes.
Then you get advantage for flanking.
Natural 15. So that's a 20 to hit.
That'll hit.
It is injured.
It is injured.
So minimum damage of 7.
7. What's that on 3?
Yep.
It's not down.
That will be it for me.
That's it. Roll your wisdom save at the end of your turn.
Because resistance is an action, right?
The cantrip, I believe so.
Yes.
There are only a handful of
Yeah.
spells that are cantrips. I think like
Or that are
or that are
actions.
bonus actions.
Yeah.
And it's like shillelagh and
Which I always thought was kind of dumb, but
Yep, action. Cool. Natural 12. For, you say charisma? Or wisdom?
Wisdom.
19.
okay. You save. You're good.
They keep going with
My
the
turn?
terrestrial stuff.
Your turn.
okay. Without looking up from the scans, he's just gonna do that, and some spores are gonna, and I'm gonna use sleep on number 3.
Okay. That's a what save?
That's not a save. Sorry, I have to roll.
Yeah.
Do you need any more DX?
No, I only have first level, so, and I have exactly 5 metal sets. 10, 21. 21 hit points or less.
It's enough.
And then Volks is going to try and scoop it up and move it out of the blood daggers off to the side.
Okay.
Like just gently with the pincers.
It's unconscious, so yeah, I'm just gonna allow that.
Yeah. Just imagine it's just like so
How far
goofy that
can-
just slips through.
It'll be half
I'm
movement
moving.
for
Yeah, I'm
Volks.
moving him 15 feet that way.
Which way?
Away from both of their auras.
So this way towards me.
Yeah.
15,
Yeah, 30
sure.
feet.
So,
So
half
15 is
movement.
half. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Which
yeah, and that's
should
out
get
of
them
the-
out of the areas.
But it is also out of the bright light.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't want it to die. That's the point, or take damage.
Okay.
And he will say that. He'll say, try to keep that one alive for a minute.
This is a repeat of last one. Anything else?
Hey, it's a repeat of last time in the lost episode, so now the audience gets to follow.
Now everyone knows. See, now we have to have the argument again. It's
Now
just
we
no
get to
worries.
have the argument.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I am continuing my scans.
You didn't look up from your thing, so no saves for you. Gotcha. Hayes, your turn.
Hayes very confused, but recalls that just like to randomly just take very dangerous things and decide to pull them off the side and scan them. Shouldn't we I just kind of go and I kind of poke the one next to me with my foot.
Number 5.
Yep.
Are you going to examine it?
Sure.
Roll either a science or an arcana check.
Let's go with a thing. There we go. Let's go with science. I think that's better. What is science? Nope, it's the same thing. Never mind, it's all -1.
So which one are you rolling?
It's a 4. Well, either one is the same.
Well,
It may provide different information.
yes,
Is-
different checks
Science?
provide different information. So
But
science.
it's a 4, so
'Kay.
probably not.
Mm.
These things seem edible.
Don't eat it.
Do it.
It's-
Do it.
No, you saw him bite one, and he's
Yeah.
fine.
These are like a delicacy. You've heard of these? They're like, you saw a documentary once. You don't know how you got your hands on this like nature documentary, but
Yeah, just smuggle
Just
it
give me
in.
a second.
there was something called a crave.
Yeah,
What do we
and,
got?
and it's
I
got a
think-
really nice smoked,
God,
smoked
he's
crave.
Literally
Yeah.
smoked,
Yeah.
yeah.
smoked crave.
Okay, he decides that might not be the best idea. Just because he stuck it in his mouth doesn't, or he stuck it in your mouth doesn't mean. Surprisingly, my dumb boy decided no, I'm good.
You had a pretty big breakfast. Big
It's only
dinner.
because you're full. It's not because you're extra
Yeah.
smart.
If you were hungry,
Probably.
Yeah.
a little bit of
I-
melted butter.
I decided to roll an intelligence on like a 19, so he's surprisingly
You get enough today.
yeah.
But is that your go?
Yeah.
You haven't made any attacks or actions against any that are up because there's none that are up, so you don't have to make any rolls. Congratulations. He's unconscious. I have to make a thing for a thing. That's correct. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about
We've
it.
got what? We've got 2 of them with something inside, right? It's
Yes.
dissolving. Okay. And then one that Volk's pulled off to the side.
Mm.
But yeah. He's unconscious.
We have 1 minute.
I will spend the next minute just exploring everything, but making sure that as soon as that 60 seconds as soon as that 60 seconds is about to be up, be
Head
next to
back
the
over
creature,
there. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
or
Okay.
be just outside 15 feet.
I'm
Taruk's
gonna go through what you guys do for that minute in your initiative order. So, Cami, what do you do for that minute?
She will kind of catch her breath after the weird experience she had with the creature, and she'll shift over to where Taruk is working, just with the holding the lantern up above. The fuck?
Are you investigating it?
Sure, I'll take a peek at it.
Science or Arcana check?
Science.
I will say, you specifically, if you pick Arcana, you get advantage.
Interesting. I will.
our resident Vomaran.
Yeah, I'll try Arcana, even though I'm not trained in it. Probably better I did that. 19.
19.
Yeah.
You know the name of these creatures because you had asked one of the lore keepers before.
Mm.
What ended up being our first episode. They are called Mimuks.
Yeah.
Something kind of pings in the back of your head, a little memory. When you were maybe 9 or 10, your mom had you guys move out of your home for a couple of weeks to a town a little bit north of Kailamar, right? So far north of where you are now.
Okay.
She had you move specifically to deal with these creatures that she had shown you drawings of, but refused to show you specimens of, and that was kind of weird. A, she didn't deal with creatures; she was a healer. She didn't deal with, she wasn't a lore keeper. She wasn't the
Yeah, usually Cammy was the one that dealt with things.
right.
Yeah.
You know that she kept you very sequestered for those 2 months. She had you with some of the lore keepers learning some of the leaves, not necessarily learning to weave them yourself, but learning a lot of the stories. And she kept you there for far longer than you would be with any other tutor or teacher or anyone that you were helping out with. You were there for most of the day, and she would come back tired and haggard, and she would show you these creatures that looked very much like these illustrations. And she warned you never to interact with them, never to look at them. If you saw them, you ran and you found an adult. It was one of the few times that she didn't really kind of hands off say, you know, come find me if you need help, but you can handle it yourself, kind of like she had that very
hands off
attitude, but not neglectful. Where like, I'm gonna let you figure out how to do things, but I am always here to ask questions. That was one of the few times where she said you were not allowed to deal with these at all. You were not allowed to even look at them.
Yeah.
She seemed terrified of these creatures. Not necessarily terrified of the creatures, but terrified of their relation to you.
Okay.
Something else pings in the back of your head. There are tales of Meanlocks stealing children at night and transforming them into more of their number. And that was how they grew, and that was how they reproduced. Specifically children, because children are easy to dupe. They're small and easy to carry, but they could transform anything.
We should probably check all these on the inside.
There aren't many of them currently left.
Which is
But as you're realizing all of that, you're seeing the carapace of this one in front of Taruk start to dissolve away, and underneath, still breathing, is a figure of it's a dwarvish figure. There's not enough exposed to really show the whole person, but
oh, God's above and below. Oh, Christ.
So that's what you're doing with your minute from us.
You just hear her whisper that as she's just staring at this thing.
Investigate the location around us, make sure there are no other...
Investigation check. Because you're moving around, I'm not going to do the disadvantage for the site because you're actually moving and covering the whole area.
Investigation is shit. I don't think I could perceive any dangers, could I?
No.
Great. That's a 13.
13 total. The area looks pretty abandoned. You're kind of looking up and into this cavern, and you can see this kind of like steps that go up and like walkways that have buildings on them, whatever. And this is one of the lower boroughs of Caravan. But the buildings that you're near, one of them looks like a house that was like people had started to pull apart the bricks for other. Like, it doesn't look like it was collapsed in some kind of demolition. It looks like bricks were pulled off of it to use in other buildings,
Okay.
There's a word that I'm looking for. Projects. Thank you. Thank you, brain. But that's the house, and it's been all cleared out. There's like some little remnants of people living here, like an old crusty pillow in a corner or whatever, but most everything has been taken. The other building, the taller building, looks like it was a storefront on the bottom and then like a small house up on the top. It has this kind of like almost, in our terms, kind of adobe structures to it, with that kind of like smooth geometric, smoothed out feel. And a lot of the buildings around here look like that. You get kind of caught up in just the trappings of life that are still here. There's some decay that seems centuries old. There's some that seems very recent, as though people lived here in ruins, in poverty for a long time. This whole area seems very... it's the poor area of town. It's the slums of what seems to be a city above you.
Okay.
But that's kind of what you gather. You get caught up in that and are less perceptive to any dangers, but you don't really see anything.
Okay.
So, Taruk,
So
you're starting to uncover a dwarvish figure in the creature.
Taruk will just say, and this is why we don't just get on and ask questions later. Take this, and hands the scanner to Cammy. Just keep it pointing over there. And is going to go over to Volks and grab the light wave scanner. did they see how the ones that are revealing bodies died?
Roll
I'm
me-
very perceptive.
Roll me a perception check. It is not audio based, so it's not with advantage.
Oh my god, are you serious?
So that nat 1 is an 11.
It's above a 10.
Okay.
That's all I needed was a
Blessedly
10.
kind DM.
6 rolls, 4 of them nat 20s.
Jeez.
Or nat
Nat
1s.
ones.
4 of them nat 1s.
Mm.
It's great.
I'm so sorry. There's nothing I can do.
So I know one of them went down because of seemingly burning in the light, and one of them went down to Hayes' aura, right?
Yeah. It seems to be radiant damage, like
Right.
radiant damage does it, but also just bright light will deal that radiant damage too.
Okay. So they're gonna scan basically the light around the creature for a second first, and then use get basically a baseline reading, and then use produce flame, which creates 10 feet of bright light, and just hold it next to the creature.
Okay. Also from your radiation scans from before, roll me a science check.
Also, produce flame is a gadget. Science check.
Mm.
I have 4 nat 1s sitting here. It's
I'm so
fine.
sorry.
Oh, that's a 3.
Ooh, can only go up
so
to here.
12.
12.
No, now there's a down.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm
Your,
sorry.
you know you're getting sound data, but your brain is just kind of scrambled from the fight, and so you're not able to interpret it right
I'm
now.
more trying to just get the data.
It's above a 10, and so you're able to get good sound data
Okay.
to examine later, but you're not able to like change based on findings. So,
Yes, and then he's going to record also the light around the creature and on the creature as the bright light enters, and see how that affects the creature, basically.
so as far as like keeping the radiation scan going, you know, checking the
Well,
light, whatever, there is
yeah.
no difference.
Okay.
You know, like there's no difference between the light itself affecting the creature versus not affecting the creature.
Okay.
You watch and the light seems to burn away at like that goo, and at that that crusty exterior seems to go translucent and then like smoke away almost. It looks like evaporating dry ice, but it's not ice.
Tries to set the light scanner. Actually, no. It doesn't look like that's changing. Is going to just toss it on the ground and then grab the
Since you were
atmosphere
pointing
detector
light at the,
creature.
was it at the one that is affected by the sleep spell?
Yes.
Okay.
Did it take enough to just die? And
You
not
don't know
wake
yet.
up and try and kill us?
You don't know yet.
Okay. I'm gonna rummage around on Volks for
Are you keeping the light there, or are you moving?
yes. So
Okay.
it's basically like a little disc that sits in his hand that like
After 3 rounds,
creates an
it
orb of
does start to
fire.
just.
Um,
You kill it.
Okay, and he's gonna grab the atmosphere detector to try and detect whatever that smoke is. The whole time Volks has just been readied to attack it if it were to wake up.
You can tell as you get the atmosphere detector close, and start to what would normally be getting
Right,
You
the
know,
gas
readings of-
flow.
of-
Yeah.
gas and smoke. There's no
It doesn't
actual
detect
chemical
anything.
difference. It's not an illusion. It's
Right.
like there's clearly a temperature difference, and you're reading that specifically in the air, but there is no actual gas that is being released.
Fascinating. Oh, by the
Which
way,
is
this
not
one
how
was done now.
science works.
Yeah.
So,
Hence fascinating. By the way, this one is dead too.
Yeah, she's just kind of stunned, just kind of has the scanner in hand, just staring.
It seems like radiant damage and light are ways of dispatching them without hurting whatever is inside. Or whoever
Dance
is inside.
mathematics. Damn for my thematics.
You chose the necrotic life.
I did.
Is that why these are down and not fizzled?
Correct. And we'll point. That one died because of the light. That one died because of your floaty harpy people.
As they spin around and stare at me.
So, and then this one also died in the light. I don't know how many people just died, but hopefully not a lot.
It doesn't make me feel good.
And this one, does there seem to be a body in this one too?
Yes.
Okay.
Even the special ones have bodies.
Special stuff.
Uh,
God.
perhaps
Even
we
the special ones have
gather
bodies.
them by the light and
The one that
Ten
you're
to
looking at, Cammy, by this point has almost entirely evaporated away. It's a dwarvish gentleman.
okay.
Actually, roll me a history check.
Okay.
Wisdom history, because it's fucking weird.
That was a journey. Wisdom history. I think I have the same score for both. So, history. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, gotcha. You recognize this man. He is someone, you've come through this path a couple of times. He's one of the workers who often will like maintain the tunnels. You've met him on the road a couple of times, and you've met him like in town in Steingrove. You don't know his name, but you've seen him around. You've said hi to him. He's from town.
Okay.
But
Does it seem odd that they
that's
are that it's
real
a full?
fast.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Hayes, what were you doing for that minute?
After it was mentioned that there are children inside of the things, at least that are dead, the Nilox, might kind of go and kind of take out his staff and kind of like try and get the carapace off the one that's right there.
Okay. Off the one that's a number 5?
Yes.
Okay. Roll me I'm gonna say, because you would use survival for checks that are like taking body parts from monsters, I'm gonna use survival for this as well.
I'm so down. Except for when my rolls are shit. Well, 13.
Really? When your rolls are bad, huh?
Man, I wouldn't know.
You manage not to harm the person inside, but
That's
you don't really
good.
speed up the process too much. So,
Gotcha.
but you're kind of taking your time doing that and helping, like, peel bits off, and it's just really uncomfortable for everybody.
Thank you.
So, but the minute is up. The thing is dead anyway, so it doesn't matter. Congratulations.
Yay.
I'll have Volks kind of bring the ones that are alive and breathing, basically put them in an area together within our light and
Okay.
start trying to. Are
Yeah.
we pulling the together?
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
managed to find the small one we were looking for.
No.
Yeah.
There
Yes,
are
we are absolutely fucking doing that.
on the 3 that have people inside of them. There is a human in the one that you slept.
Okay.
There's a human in that one. There is a dwarvish gentleman in
Camis.
in Cammy's, and there is another dwarvish gentleman in yours.
I will watch as Volks begins trying to peel carapace
Yeah,
off.
I'm gonna start.
I have -4 strength. I'm not doing that.
Roll
I'm doing scans. I'm still doing scans.
roll a survival check for Volks as well.
Every scan possible.
Actually, since you're directing Volks, have it be survival using your wisdom.
Okay.
You're doing robot surgery.
8. That was a nat 4.
4.
Just for those keeping track of my poor rolls.
Yeah.
You kind of just let Volks do what he do, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
you look over, and there's a little bit of blood that Volks has like
accidentally nicked something.
accidentally drawn blood on the
Shite.
person, and
Yeah, I
can,
will stop.
you can
Volks.
direct Volks to stop, but that person has taken damage.
And his
That's cocked.
Maybe it'll wake him up. Or put him
Are you
into
just
a-
gonna allow it to? Are you just gonna leave it?
I have no way of healing things. So.
Cammy will.
But I will take a sample of blood. It's already there. It's gonna be wasted if I
Cammy
don't.
will.
She's going to go over and be like, just move out of the way, robot. And she will, you'll see her kind of clap her hands together, and you'll see like her pull a little bit of like this energy from between her fingers. And she, actually, she would first pull out some herbs and basically grind them up in her hands, and then it would turn to this light, and then she would press it into this person at like whatever amount is still actually visible from the carapace, and use hands of healing on them.
Okay.
Yep. And that
Those
is-
were death saves that I was rolling.
Yep. That one regains 7 hit points. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Which one was it? That was the Volks.
That was the human.
That was the human.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's this human woman who is like restrained in carapace still.
okay. We're getting you out.
Where am I?
Yeah.
Where am I?
It's okay.
Where am I? Where am I? Where am I? Where am I?
What was the name of the town we were just at?
Steingrove.
You're just outside of Steingrove. It's okay. It's okay.
Steingrove.
Yeah. We're here. I'm going to answer more of your questions. There were a couple
Roll another
of.
wisdom history check.
Sure.
I'm analyzing the blood sample now.
The wisdom history. That is a
And
19
science
again.
check. Actually, medicine.
That's a 19 again.
19 again.
Mm-hmm.
You've never seen her before.
Okay.
You feel fairly confident that you've not seen her in Steingrove, so she might be from out of town.
Okay.
But also Steingrove is a big town, you can't guarantee that.
Right, you just rest easy. We're gonna get you out of this. Just need to make sure the other ones stay with us.
And she's like trying to
Hey,
push her way
don't,
out of the thing.
don't struggle. It's okay.
At this point, Thramus will come over and help get people out.
Yeah. I'm gonna go around and
Sorry.
I'm gonna use my healer's kit. I'm gonna use 2 uses of my healer's kit on the other ones to make sure they don't die if they're not already dead.
Okay.
It's a 13.
13?
I rolled terrible.
Yeah. Sorry. Brain didn't process those numbers.
This is hard.
It's
Audio processing, guys.
Yeah.
Audio processing.
Mhm.
Not only computers have problems with it.
Mhm. Just ours.
Just this computer, right up here.
Yep.
God, my
Computer.
computers have ADHD. That's the
Oh,
problem.
that's why.
No.
Anyway, 13, you can start pulling carapace off without hurting people.
Yep.
You start to go around with the healer's kit.
Yeah.
It seems to be they're all unconscious with 1 hit point, and so that had taken her hit point and then some, and so she was starting to take that.
Yeah,
some.
that's fine.
She's got like a gash like right at like her collarbone.
Yeah.
She
She probably put the herbs right in there. This is gonna sting a little. I understand. You have to leave it there though. It's a salve, and then she's gonna go hit up the other 2 and make sure.
she's too busy trying to like
Yeah.
slowly push the like that awful noise,
Sucking
like
noise.
suctioning off.
Then Thramus comes up, doesn't care, just kind of rips it off.
She'll like kind of look up to you to thank you and thanks. Please scoot away from you. You're terrifying.
They ignore it entirely, just move
Great.
on to the next person.
23 for my. I rolled a natural 20
Of course you
on
did.
the thing that doesn't really matter that
Of course you did. She's got diabetes.
The thing is, it's Taruk.
You were saying, Hayes?
I walk over to her and I say, in Demosian, you're in good company. Do not fret.
Also, you might need
What
to
did you
get
say?
your diabetes checked.
Never mind.
Yeah, she doesn't understand your love.
Unfortunate. I go back to Galactic. You're in good company. Don't worry. Do not
Probably doesn't know that one either.
I speak galactic.
Okay, she does. Good.
She has been actually no, she would have been speaking in Voman this whole time, but
Gotcha. Because I saw human, I assumed Demosian.
Just I don't know if you know, but you have diabetes. I hate to be the one to break
What?
the news to you, but
Don't mind that one.
she should know about
Yeah,
health conditions.
maybe
so
when
that she
we
doesn't
get
have
her,
it.
we
Now that
in
you're
this
awake,
situation.
you have diabetes. Congrats.
What the?
And
Who
we'll
are you people?
go check on the other one.
Yeah.
And by check, I mean scan.
Okay. The others, you with your healer kit are able to wake them up. And after a little bit of work, you're able to pull the carapace off, and it's evaporating almost entirely now. They're still going to be sticky for the rest of the day, and it's going to be uncomfortable, but
Yeah. Right.
both of the dwarvish gentlemen, they recognize each other. They're both part of the same mining team.
Okay. Right. Circumstances notwithstanding, are you all okay?
I don't know.
That's a fair response. I kind of expected that actually, but do you know what
This
happened?
is the first dwarvish gentleman. I don't know.
No idea what happened.
No. I remember being at work, and I remember going down the side tunnel, and roll me an insight check.
Sure.
Repressed memory.
Natural 20. For a total of for insight 26.
It seems like he's starting to go through like the memories of the event and just like shut something down hard. I don't know what happened. I just know that
She kind of just tilts her head at him.
I was heading down a side tunnel because we were trying to clear this place out. You know, it's the east tunnel collapsed, and we've been.
She switches over to Dwarven. You can tell me. Come on. What happened?
And he'll say in Dwarvish, I don't know what happened. I just know that I felt a sharp hit on the head, and then I was dreaming.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I couldn't get more help.
We should at least get them back to town.
Yes, right. Are they just like naked as the day they were born, or are they?
No, they're wearing the clothing that
They're
they
just like
were
soaked in goo.
Yeah, soaked in goo, sticky, gross, kind of crusty now, as that's like starting to evaporate.
Do you all remember anything while you were inside? That's gross. I know, but
Just dreams.
dreams.
And
Were they normal dreams or were they strange?
Aren't all dreams strange?
They seem particularly strange.
They were constant. You didn't wake up from them, and this is the second Dwarvish gentleman.
Do they have any particular themes that connected them?
Nope.
Nope. Right, that's Dan.
With your natural 20. Yes, they did.
She just as soon as she looks at them. Really now?
Like all three of them, you say, is there any particular theme? And like each of them has a different ghost in their eyes. Like,
Look, there's more of you that we have to help. We can't help you if we don't know what happened. So I know you all are hiding something. Please, just fucking spit it out.
the human woman kind of raises her hand.
Thank you.
I dreamt about drowning.
Oh. Well, I feel like a dick now.
We did lay it on a little thick.
I did.
One of the first Dwarvish gentlemen. I mean, I dreamt about falling forever. I was in like a rock shackles, and I was falling through the mountains, and I never really hit the bottom, and I just kept falling, and I kept falling, and I kept.
It's okay. Right, I get the idea. You all
Some terrifying things. Lovely.
nightmares is more what you had.
And the third guy is just.
Nope.
He's nope.
It's his third wife.
Ooh. I understand. It was the ex.
No matter how far he walked away, she was always there. Oh god.
I see into their past with my natural 20.
And she'd be sitting there like, one more thing.
God.
Taruk is going to go to each of them and basically spray. There's a lot of like spore stuff that Taruk does. This one's like a really, really like fine mist almost that sprays over them, and as it falls, it cleans them off. Prestidigitation. I'm gonna clean them all.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go over to Volks, who has one wing is barely hanging on, and like 3 of the fake legs that are just stitched to the rollers on the side have fallen off, and like not doing well. So I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna expend a core charge to heal him.
Okay. He's got some like pits in the metal too from the acid that have just like eaten through like into core
I'm gonna have to
components
do
and
some
he's twitching a
repair
little.
work later.
But yeah, you can get him back to functional.
Yeah.
Is that sparking normal?
It can be if it does it long enough.
If it's not a bug, it's a feature.
Well, it is a bug. It's actually
Yes.
well, it's a
That was the joke. I sometimes make jokes, okay? I try.
No response.
Yeah.
Gonna leave that one alone.
Anyway.
Yeah. She feels that biting of the tongue. She just Yep.
Kim,
Mm.
as you're looking around, as you're starting to take care of these people,
Mm.
as things kind of settle down and
Bandaging
they
them up.
seem mostly taken care of, you sit up and you start to kind of glance around. And you see just in the edge of that shadowed darkness a familiar twirl of smoke in between those 2 buildings. And blinking you miss it, it's gone.
Alright. I think I got them patched up as best I can. I'm gonna do a perimeter check real quick. She's gonna head that direction real quick.
Roll me an investigation check.
Sure.
Has 10 minutes passed.
Just about.
9.
What were you?
I'm still holding on to the aura.
Oh, yes.
There's no point in letting it waste.
10 minutes have passed.
9.
9?
Yeah.
You wander back there and you don't see the figure.
I start looking for. Do these things seem to leave footprints? Like as I look at the battlefield, do I see footprints?
Nothing.
Just
The only footprints here are your own.
that's terrifying. Yeah.
Lovely.
She's gonna peek inside this building on this ground floor and just see if there's any.
Which one? The broken one?
Yeah, the one's closest to you.
I'm not moving stuff on the map.
Oh, that's fine.
I should move us away from the battle map, Cam.
Nah.
It's fine. It's fine.
Hmm.
But you head towards that building.
Just trying to see if there's like if I can conjure up any memories of like nests being talked about or anything like that that I would know these things might do.
From your previous Arcana check, as
Mhm.
you're kind of wandering about and clearing your head, they do have. What'd you do?
I broke a pen. Well,
You
didn't
broke a pen?
Well, I broke.
They're
I
close.
It's
fidget.
one of the nice.
I know. I'm a
Steel.
monster. Okay.
Oh, is that one of the G2?
The pilots. Yeah.
Those are the good pens.
Yeah, I know they are.
Exactly.
I'm a monster
They're
when it comes
so
to you.
smooth.
Cody, bring a fidget cube next time.
I do have a fidget cube. I
Let's
just
fidget with your cube.
Oh, here's some sand.
I have this. I know it is.
I had to give you shit.
I
Anyway,
know.
You do remember that you were warned about fissures in the rock. They tend to leave rocky, narrow chasms that almost seem to crack open naturally upon their creation. you know that from some previous study, Meanlocks are the manifestation of incredibly powerful fear and will create fear in others to create more of them. And so it takes a certain amount of time that they can kidnap someone and subject them to certain tortures, and over the course of, you're not sure how long, will eventually transform them into a meatlock.
Okay. So then were they not full manifestations? Were they just like?
No, they had been
Okay.
manifested.
Gotcha. Okay. But we just had the light in that dissipate.
Those were the ones that you could transform back
Okay.
That we know of.
by
Yeah.
killing them with the radiant light.
Mm-hmm.
Those transformed back.
Got it. Do I see any fissures in the rock or anything like that?
Your investigation check, no.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, she'll check that building and then she'll go to the other one, just see, she's kind of meandering at this point just to see if there's anything she can see, and then probably return to the
It seems
group after.
mostly picked over. You again also get caught up in just the signs of poverty, of the people who must have lived here, who must have stayed here. You know, just from your knowledge of the area, that Caravan had been in decline for a lot of years.
Mm-hmm.
You don't quite remember why. There was some historical reason. Seems important, but you don't remember that lesson.
Mm-hmm.
But the city had been in decline for a couple of centuries, and in the last several decades, in the last 80 or so years, even 60 or so years, the last of the residents had kind of picked up and moved out. But people had stopped trading there, people had stopped building there, moving there. It was just kind of the last dregs. And this seems to be the borough that was the last dregs. And people really set up in Steingrove down the way, and that became a thriving little town. And people moved to Kylamar, and that, thrived a little bit. But beyond that, you don't know. You're just caught up in the evidence of people.
Yeah. So she'll return to the group. All right. I've recalled a few things about what all this is and what they are. They actually, had you told us your results about your studies on them?
In terms of what?
That they kind of changed based on fear?
Probably not.
Okay.
We
Yeah.
just know about the diabetes.
Yep, just know about that.
You guys don't seem to value my scientific work, so.
Because they're kind of a dick.
I am.
Yeah.
Now that you're awake, cool, you have diabetes.
Yeah.
Welcome to the next level of hell.
Yeah.
It's great.
Is that the second level of hell, diabetes?
It could be.
Taruk has no social graces. I'm
No,
sorry.
he does not.
I'm not sorry.
No, you're not. So, these are meanlocks. They are manifestations of fear. Hence why.
Oh, that makes sense. Yes.
So you came in.
with my reason.
Yeah. I forgotten a little something I had learned back. Well, the problem is it was 70 years ago, so that's probably a lot of the reason why. But they tend to capture people, typically children, and will subject them to their darkest fears until they eventually.
Are you saying this in the presence of the? Or
Oh.
did you gather run away from?
I probably would. The problem is she actually has like skill in etiquette, so I feel like she would probably.
You would probably think to.
She would probably like would start and be like, actually, we'll chat over here. You all rest up. Here's jerky. Okay.
Here's jerky.
Yeah.
Here's some trail mix.
Episode title. Here's jerky.
Here's a bag of nuts. Go crazy.
Did you just tell them to eat them?
As I
Here's
did.
my nutsack.
Yep. Here's my nutsack.
It's a night.
It's a night.
You gather your party to the side to talk to them.
Yeah, I will distinctly leave a lantern there with them. They tend, as I said, they tend to capture children, things that tend to be more easy to dupe and to cajole away from settlements. I spent some time away from my home back when I was younger because I suppose we probably had an infestation or something to that effect where I was living. So I got to learn a little bit about what was happening though. And yeah, they not great. And by the fact that they're getting bold enough to capture full-grown adults is worrisome to say the least.
Well, at least with the with minors. Wow, I just took your accent, I guess.
Yep, you did. You now believe in Ireland. You've been
I
duped.
believe in Ireland. I've been duped. Oh no, the Meanlocks are after me.
Yeah. Your worst
I
fear,
believe in
Ireland.
Help, help, I believe in Ireland.
Minors track with that record. They are off alone in the
Typically,
tunnels
yes.
and are easy to capture.
No, that makes sense. The lady I'm kind of more curious about, but that is...
I can ask.
I can ask, don't we?
Alright.
You've already informed her enough of her diabetes.
She really needs to get that
Yeah,
checked out.
no, that
That
could have
is
been
not
that could have been like you could have buried that lead though. You don't have to do that like right
You
away.
could casually
Rip
bring
off
it
the
up
Band-Aid.
this
I mean,
moment
I don't
and
feel like
back.
that's, especially when you've been subjected to nightmares for the last probably however long she's been trapped. I don't feel like
I
that's.
mean, we didn't know that when I said. I cleaned them up.
That doesn't
It's
mean
supposed
that
to
you
be on his
oh,
gear.
yeah, cleaned you up. Now you get now. Just so you know, you have diabetes.
I cleaned
I mean,
them up after I told her.
To be
that.
fair, I think I
it
would feel
doesn't
better. I think I would feel better about receiving diabetes news if I were clean too. So versus gooey.
In here, she just like gestures to the
Would you
area.
rather be gooey and diabetic?
I'd rather be neither.
Gooey and diabetic.
Yep. All right. And died.
Jesus. Alright.
It's not going to be that, by the way. I'm not titling an episode. I'm not titling a video on YouTube. Gooey and diabetic.
Nonsense. You can tell people it.
Yeah. Bring awareness.
It'll be the
Diabetes
it'll
awareness.
be the parentheses on screen, but not actually in the anyway.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yep.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah, you are in the second level of hell. Diabetes.
All right. So, so they experience nightmares until they just get consumed by fear.
That's pretty much what the lore keepers told me. Is that it ends up consuming them, and then they become one of them.
None of this makes any scientific sense.
A lot of scientific sense is not found here.
I'm starting to learn that.
Yeah. Magic works just a scotch bit differently here.
It's fascinating.
But I don't know. I don't know if we go further in and try and see if we can find a nest. Because that was an awful lot of them. I don't... But they tend to come out of fissures in the earth. And
Do you know how long they take to turn people into
do I know?
these things?
Or is it just a...
You just know that it's more than a few days.
It can take days, it can take weeks. I don't know for sure. It's usually people who are trying to avoid and eradicate these things, but
How long ago did the little mouse boy go missing?
that was like
2-3 days ago.
yeah, 2-3 days ago. So maybe. And how far away are we from Stein Grove? How far was it?
Less than a day.
Less than a day. Okay.
You've been traveling for like 6-7 hours.
Okay.
So could be close to.
Time might be running short for the little one. We might have to send that lot up back by themselves.
While all this is going on, I'm still keeping an eye on our peripherals.
Okay. Perception with disadvantage because of distance.
And, well, I was going to say with the help of Thusu.
Okay. Wipe out the disadvantage.
That's great. It's awesome.
Is it actually great? Is it actually awesome?
Like,
It's
sounds
nine.
like
It's
it.
9 of those things.
9 would be your answer.
Yeah.
Just spelled different.
Or nope, that's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. 7.
7.
Yeah.
A 7.
But because it's lucky, that means it automatically works, right?
No.
Shit.
Build a system.
It's great
that
when
only
your
certain
vision
numbers on the
stops at
dice are
60
good.
feet.
Hmm?
It's great. It's great when your vision just stops.
Oh
at
yeah, you
60
can see
feet.
everything within that 60 feet.
Mhm.
You are so aware of that 60 feet.
Yeah.
Everything else.
The funny thing is, my cyber eye has magnified vision, so I'm actually like, just anyway. Perhaps do we have like some weapons we can give them or something?
I probably have a spare dagger. If we have any spare weapons, I'd say.
Did we go
I could
past many like side tunnels to get to this point?
Mostly there have been some like buildings built into it's a wide tunnel, right? So there's some buildings built into there. There might be back rooms of those buildings that might, head into side
But that we
tunnels.
don't
But
know
everything
about.
had like either a house or a storefront or some kind of structure.
Right. So not that we're immediately aware
Yeah.
of.
If we take
This is the
them-
first like cavern underneath
Perhaps
that covered their
there shouldn't really be many threats behind us at this point. There weren't a lot of places for them to be, or we would have been attacked by now.
So, the other thing is, if we do get attacked, I could pull out my tantrum hole, as we've come to lovingly describe
Good old
it.
tantrum hole.
We could hide them in
I know it's
there.
your
They
friend.
just can't be there longer than.
We are not taking them further into the tunnels. That is a bad idea.
I think that we have to send them back up towards Steingrove to let everyone else know what's happening.
Do we have spare weapons to give them?
I think I might have a spare dagger or two that I can leave them with. Probably leave them with the lantern.
I mean, I don't need my pistol or stuff. I never use them. I have them just in case, but yes, not very useful. I will probably keep the pistol. Actually, I'll give the staff to one of them.
Right.
Plasma staff, a dagger. Do you have anything
Got a gun.
that you are not using?
I keep it on me when things I can't reach quickly.
I would like you to have that.
She has her big fuck you pistol that it's on her hip, and she's like, I can probably leave this with them.
I mean, you do have a bow, right?
Yeah, I
so
do.
you already have arranged. You can get
But
them, have them return it to the.
This one's
the
special
commander.
though. It got.
Whatever.
It's fine. Right. I gather up this pile of weapons. And I
Yeah, I
say,
give you my plasma staff.
right. So, we are on a little bit of a time crunch. So we're going to go a little bit deeper in. We need you all to get back to Steingrove, and she points to the two dwarves. You two know how to know the way back, right? From here. Here she hands them just this pile of weapons.
Oh,
Keep the lantern.
A dagger, a plasma staff, and a pistol.
Yeah.
okay.
If you need them, use them. Otherwise, run like hell. And keep the lantern close. You all stay in a group. Don't leave each other behind.
Keep each other
You can.
sane.
Also,
Yeah.
You already told her. Why are you?
well, she didn't seem to process.
She's gonna put her hand on her shoulder. Apparently, when he was examining, make sure you were all right. You apparently have type 1 diabetes. I am sorry. You should probably get that looked into. Best of luck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually,
It's just
just be
Yeah.
like, actually, it's type 3, some sort of alien
Yeah.
diabetes.
Mean luck diabetes.
We have expanded our understanding of diabetes.
That's
to 3
right.
types.
It's 3
There's
cents.
actually 7, but we're only going to focus on the third.
Just the third. Do with that information what you will. Probably see a doctor.
Okay.
Yeah. But yes, be safe.
She reaches over into the pile that you've put into one of the dwarves' hands and plucks the gun.
You ever got that thing before?
I know how to shoot. Sorry, you don't know me.
Yeah. Where are you from? You said you weren't from around here.
Who are you?
What are
You
the
don't know
people,
me. I'm
we
a
are
guy.
the people that saved your life.
Right. Who are you?
I am Lady Fearless.
them around.
Right. Make sure these two rascals don't get in any trouble.
Don't do this, but she'll tuck the gun in her waistband.
She like goes to stop her from doing that, but then she's like,
yeah. Okay. Are you guys coming back?
oh,
That's a stupid question.
We did this, like, take out a good 16 of these things, so we should be fine. I have the utmost confidence in our business.
I think we can handle ourselves.
Great.
we'll be fine. We're hopefully going to come back with a lot more people.
Great.
Insight check.
Yes, make an insight check. Anyone who wants to make an insight check.
Sure. Yeah.
May.
Also, the gun is very important to her, so please make sure you return it to one of the guards when you get to the city.
15.
If you guys come back, you can find us. 15?
Yeah.
25.
25! Alright, Nix.
Also 15.
15.
Rolled a solid 7.
Nice.
7. With a 7, you get everything.
Yeah.
This is golf now.
I would have been
That
doing
is
so
fake.
well.
You would.
One of those dwarves looks super suspicious.
Just kind of stared.
The human woman, now that she's no longer in like peril, fairly standoffish, not like aggressive, but does not trust you. You are at first kind of clocking like how she speaks, how she stands, how how she's interacting with you, and then you start to kind of pick apart like what she's wearing and what she's just like her actual accent and her mannerisms. She's not from here, but she's from here. She seems to have the bearing of someone from Vomar, but who has not spent her entire life here, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about like that crossing of cultures in potentially a less than above board fashion.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm going to pull out a pad. Like, I'm just going to start look like I'm going back over to Volks and like cataloging all my stuff, make sure I have everything. I'm going to send a message to the head of the caravan, the one that hired them.
the one that you paid,
Yes, the one that I paid.
you're paying part of their salary.
Yes, so I'm their boss.
No.
Anyway,
Truthfully, not how that works.
So,
Like
I'm
every
going to
caravan.
give them.
And you have the right to pay me, and I have the right to leave you out in the middle of the woods if I feel like. So.
I'm gonna give them a heads
Customer
up
service
as
is
to
I know.
like what's going on. We're sending 3 people back, 2 dwarves and a human, and I will take a screenshot from my visual recording
Selfie.
of the 3 of them standing next to each other, send that with it, and then make a note. Who has which of our weapons? Please meet them at the entrance to the whatever northeast tunnel, or south. I don't. Blake doesn't remember.
I think it's southeast.
Southeast Tunnel.
Southeast tunnel, and collect these weapons. Big star asterisk note. The human woman seems very suspicious and might try and just keep the gun. Don't let her. And send that off, and then I'm going to also, if I can get connection, I'm going to try and like just start a search on her face in like criminal databases and stuff.
Checking out her
So first off, you send that. I want you to make a computers check.
Come
All of my
on.
bad
Come on,
dice.
big money, no whammies.
15.
15. You managed to find a spot in the cavern where there is service that you can
Good.
send this
You
message
have to
off.
like lift
It
up
will
Volt's
take a while to fully send,
That's
not
fine.
like an hour.
Right.
Ben there, kid from the country. You don't get no service for nothing.
So when you get a
It'll
friend
take a
who
couple of
flies,
minutes to
have them
fully
hold it up
send,
higher.
but you send that off.
Or I will instead of starting a search because I know that I might lose signal, I'm going to upload the picture and a little like snippet of video of like how she tends to move and talk and stuff. I'm gonna send that to one of my colleagues with a note of like, can you run a search on her? If she comes back as a criminal or something like that, please relay that information to and give the info for the head of the caravan, and just have someone off-world doing that where
Okay.
there's reliable signal.
Would I
I'm
notice you
gonna-
trying to send stuff?
Huh?
Would I notice you trying to send stuff?
Probably. I mean, I'm. Well, I don't know. You see me futzing with a pad. I'm standing next
Which
to Volk's
he's doing
like.
constantly, by the way. Like,
Yeah.
he's always
It's not out of
on his
character.
tablet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's
well,
not
more
out
so
of
would I
character.
notice you like trying to get signal.
Probably.
I walk up behind you, slap. I magically conjure.
Slap
what
me.
Seems
Blast
it
that.
magically seems like
Tablet out of your
a
hand.
large circular sticker. I slap it on your back. It says "You can do it," and you got guidance.
Is it
I
sparkly?
don't know if I want it.
You get it anyways. It's a D4 to 1 ability check of your choice.
Which you're going to make a charisma investigation check to know which colleague to send it off to have made
Right.
that connection to someone who
Yeah. Charisma.
charisma
Investigation. Which I'm not proficient in. So, just the die roll, dirty 20.
Nice.
Wow.
18 and a 2.
Nice. Good on ya.
I
You
have
get that
very
sent
few
off
friends,
to-
but the couple I have are top
Solid.
notch.
Yeah.
You send that off to a friend of
Well,
yours
friends.
who. You send that off to a
Colleague.
associate,
A colleague.
a colleague, an acquaintance. of
Workplace
yours.
proximity.
And you don't get
There are
a
other
message
researchers
back
and
right
stuff.
away.
I don't expect a message
Yeah,
back right away.
but you feel confident that they'll get back to you eventually. So
2 weeks
also
later.
probably a PS. If there's a bounty for her, I get a finder's fee. Probably 20% for me, 20% for the person doing the search, and then 60 for whoever actually apprehends her.
you do, as soon as you send that off, you do get an almost immediate, for sending times of course,
Right.
get an almost immediate response back of like hell you will and a little winky face emoji.
Tracks.
But that's just what she's like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
But-
you will get a 20% finder fee. However, that finder fee can be chipped into for other things.
Mm.
Then there's taxes and fees
Yeah.
and it's
Really,
gonna be
you'll
like
get
1%.
a crisp, a crisp high five.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's gonna
That's
be
good
good
for
for
Taro.
bureaucaucy.
Why is it crispy?
Yeah. Don't worry about.
Crispy high five.
Do not worry about the crispy high fives.
Did not question.
They're not for
crispy
you.
high fives.
I will pull Lady Fearless aside real quick. Be prepared to lose those weapons.
Yeah. It was a.
They're already walking down the tunnel
Mhm.
away.
Which
Yeah.
is part of the reason why I just like. be
Yeah,
prepared to
it
lose
was
those.
a wedding gift. Sort of wedding gift. I don't know.
Oh.
Taruk from probably like a good 80 feet away, and you do not expect that I would be able to hear, but I can hear.
Yeah.
We'll just say, I've sent off something about it. Don't worry.
That's creepy. But good.
Right, you don't know.
Yeah. I'm like.
Starts heading down the tunnel a little
Can
bit.
you hear me when I'm talking this quietly?
I
This quietly.
do not react, even if I hear.
You totally can hear me, can't you? Fucking creep. Yeah.
Even with that warning, I expect us not to find that one.
I expect it to be hidden up her arse, honestly, and
Mhm.
so she won't have to actually. Maybe I was just caught in the moment. You seemed like you had a better beat on her than I did.
She's been off world.
That's where I've seen that look before. That makes more sense. Try not to associate with it. Ton of off-worlders, and here I am with 3. So,
I just kind of sit there with a big old smile.
Yeah.
Blake?
Anyway, yeah,
it's a
shoot
sad
me.
dab for you.
I didn't dab. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Nice shot.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Right in the crook.
That was really close to a different word.
Yep.
but Anyway.
It was the conch. It's all about the
Grind the conch. Yeah.
It's a night.
Yeah. Curious if. Nah. Probably isn't. Oh well.
Are we going?
Yeah. Can we say that during this time we take a short rest by chance?
You can take a short rest.
Yay! I want my
And
key
with
points.
this short rest, we're going to take a break.
Yay!
Yay! I need to go bathroom.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, but this is by the corporation, and you don't want to get fucked by the corporation.
I mean, if, with enough loot and money.
Tell that to Southwest.
Yeah, I know, with the money part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have this recorded.
Oh,
I have
Good.
all of this conversation.
good. We don't work for
Just
X
redact
company.
Just redact the company's name. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Well, it's not going to be posted. It's going to get cut
I know.
out.
We are back. I don't know how much of that conversation I'm going to leave in the video.
Again, redact the company, it's fine.
What company?
Exactly.
Company.
What?
Yeah?
It didn't work.
So I think we just
It's
need
a
to get
nine.
What
No.
we need to do is just get a redacted
Company.
black square and just put Ari.
Censored. Censor her.
No, it's just she's been redacted.
Redacted.
No.
They're almost would know a thing or two about redactions. Anyway,
Yes, they would.
yes, they would.
Is that?
Welcome back.
We're back. You're taking a short rest in the lower boroughs of Caravan.
Listen.
You know foreign languages exist.
I do.
Right?
Doesn't
they're
mean
not
it's
just
not
people
funny.
sneezing.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. just
Press
wanna make
X
sure.
for doubt.
So,
Anyway.
we're short
Right
rested.
behind Nederlands? Ik spreek een beetje Nederlands.
Yeah.
Ik spreek een Nederlands.
You all know
Anyway.
it's better.
That's how little I speak. I
Lovely.
spoke in Russian to respond to your Dutch.
I'm in hell. You guys rested in the
Just give me
cavern.
You can shoot me. That's fair.
You guys rested in the cavern. You have your short rest. Congratulations.
Yay!
What would you like to do?
Continue down the tunnel.
Yeah.
So, it's no longer tunnel. You're in like a opening to. There's kind of a. You're in this elbow bend of a street, and there's like a town square at the end of that. You're at the kind of edge of the cavern where there's solid wall behind these buildings. But they had come from what seemed to be like there's a wall here. They had come from that area. So
Okay.
I guess explore that area.
Yeah, that's where we're gonna start heading.
both of you already made investigation checks in that area, so I would like investigations from people who are not you two.
Yes.
Alright.
I'm going to ask you before I start looking around. These, you said there were features that opened up, correct?
That's what was always told to me.
Do they emanate like steam or heat or anything like that?
I was told pretty explicitly to stay the fuck away from them because I was a small child at the time. So I have no idea.
All right.
Unless the lore keeper decided. No, I did not think so.
I will.
I wasn't told to not do a lot of things. I
Cracks
was.
in the earth was kind of flavor text
Yeah.
almost, so
It just.
It was a warning sign. If you see this, you might be near.
Yeah.
This. Get the fuck out.
Yeah. Yeah. It was more of a telltale sign that they might be near, because sometimes they would do that. But yes, there's not necessarily a distinctive way that they.
up until this point, there was kind of that doubt in the back of your head that they were, oh, this is something that they tell kids about to keep them out of some greater danger.
I honestly thought it was some kind of war that was going on at the time. I thought they were just telling me about boogies to, get me to, stay out of that area for a while. But no, this makes a lot more sense now that you put in context.
I'm gonna keep Volks next to me, and I will look around. I'm gonna make sure that I have my infrared vision on,
Okay.
just in case it is like basically geothermal fissures. or whatever the smoke, because the smoke that they released when they died heated up the air. So I'm just checking that.
Okay.
So now that I've very stupidly given out
Perception or investigation?
Investigation.
So now that I've very stupidly given out my main light source, do we have any other means of light that we can
I
bring with
will
us?
allow, because you're using your special stuff, do it in
I
a
have never carried a light source.
I usually don't either, but just sometimes I have people who can't see.
We may need to gather something.
16.
Okay. Hayes, what are you doing?
I, in my hands, conjure a very familiar white circular piece of paper, slap it on my chest. It says I can do it.
Are all of your...
Oh
is it
my
just
God.
that spell, or is it all of your spells are stickers?
Oh, please let them all be stickers. Natural 20! They're all stickers!
Nat 20 and I got a 4 on my guidance. I feel very inspired by my stuff. I thought about it last minute because I was like, guidance. I was like, well, you're kind of like, you're giving someone like a pep talk. Oh, what I got? Oh, it's a sticker.
I love it. Anyway.
So he's got support stickers, but he got a nat 20 with the additional 4 from my happy sticker.
Yeah.
What's your total?
Grand total of 31.
Holy
Wow.
shit, dude.
Actually, yeah, 31.
I just imagine
Plus
that
7.
for...
Yes.
Nice.
I just imagine for casting resistance, it just is the kitten that says, hang in there.
Wait, no, I was thinking survival. JK, it's 26.
Oh,
Still good.
that changes everything.
Yeah,
Damn it!
you fucking suck.
You went from godly to impossible. Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Well, we're screwed with the 26, guys.
Yeah, we'll never
Need
figure it
Nixon
out.
here.
The DC was 27.
Game ends here.
I'm just gonna die in these caverns. You're
Yeah.
lost. No,
It's Pathfinder rules.
Thaco rules.
you can see that there is a kind of change in airflow back in this back corner. You don't know exactly where it's coming from. You know that there is a kind of stable temperature of the rest of the cavern and then some kind of heat coming
Right.
from back here. You can't pinpoint it. You immediately start to look at ground and she says fissures. She says cracks. And like the second she says
those
it,
cracks.
you know, something of that nature a third time, you hone in on this sliver of a crack in the wall.
Indeed, this crack sliver.
Sliver crack.
Yes.
You earned it. You earned it.
Yep.
I did. I earned my crack sliver.
So you find a crack in the wall.
I do.
And as you kind of approach it, you can see that there's like a angle on it where you can fit into it, but just like from where you guys had seen it, just the way the shadows fell, hard to see into it.
I think that I found the crack that you're looking for over this way, and I kind of can adjust my way through it.
Or it's not metaphorical at all. It's an actual just crack in the ground.
Stick my head back out. It is indeed a crack.
I'm
Do you
concerned for
wanna
that
lead the
one.
way, or would you like one of us to?
I'm gonna send my dancing lights through the crack with him.
Perhaps sending a muscle through the crack first would be fantastic.
I'll lead the way.
You wiggle your way into the crack.
We're such children.
You're gonna shoot yourself for that one.
No! I got her in the face.
I didn't mean to hit you in the face.
Twice now.
Nowhere.
First time with teeth.
Way behind this.
Yeah.
Listen, it's.
That's yours, right?
So I know
what
we had
can I say?
talked about it
Sharpshooter.
pre-stream. Have I managed to grow in my bag any waka nuts? Basically the coconut-sized nuts that can emanate light.
Growing nuts in your bag?
Yes.
You are able to grow the plant. You
Okay.
have not been able to actually get it to
Bear fruit.
bear fruit.
Okay.
Um,
That's fine.
we'll see.
All
I
right.
was gonna say, if you can fit a bear in your bag, that's a whole other story.
I can fit a lot of things in my bag.
Oh my god, there's a bear.
Anyway.
Does it have to be living? Does it have to be in one piece?
Yeah. You never specified.
can fit a bear in a bag.
Yeah.
You can have Chunko Bear in your bag.
Does he
What?
get stuck?
You can have Gummy
Does he get
Bears.
stuck in this?
Roll me a dexterity. What kind of check is this?
Roll for
Make
wiggle.
it acrobatics.
Acrobatics.
I don't want it to be a save.
I will guide myself.
What does your guidance look like?
Drink some of your blood.
No, I was gonna say, it's like for this particular nature, it just pretty
Is
much
it
coat the
physical,
walls.
anyone knows?
No, it's blood coating the walls.
Great, fuck you.
Oh.
I saw that. I saw
Yeah.
that.
I've come to terms. I think we are two sides of the same coin.
That's a 15 for a dexterity check.
Okay, you don't get stuck. You will not be able to. Basically, in combat, you would be considered grappled, grappled or restrained, whichever one of the two. Modified version thereof, where you wouldn't. Any attacks you make are at disadvantage. Any attacks made against you have advantage. You're not counting on getting into a fight in this hole, but
Until I'm out of
possible.
it. Yeah.
So.
It's okay, I'm prepared for it.
Rule number 1 about fight hole: we don't talk about fight hole.
We don't talk about
Welcome to Big Minute.
Fissures and fight holes.
Yep. Alright, I'm good with it. I still like gooey and diabetic. That's still pretty good.
That's the.
I'm
that's
not
the
naming a
parentheses.
video gooey and diabetic.
That's the parentheses that only
It's a
comes up on
subtitle.
the. That only comes up on the visual.
Anyway.
No, it's just gooey diabetics.
No, I like gooey and diabetic.
But
Anyway,
the dwarf could have been diabetic too. We don't know.
I'm going to follow behind Grandma.
Yeah. I will.
I am petite. I'm a wee one. Volks is also.
Thank you for making me write those down.
I will take a
Gonna
career
find this
adventure
note
to the
card.
crack.
and be
I'm
confused.
so upset.
Um,
This is just like the power of the raisin cream all over again.
all over again.
is it how wide is it? Like Volks is about yay wide.
If
side to
Thrombus can
side.
get through, Volks can get through, but Volks is going to have the same problems.
Okay. Well, he
Making
probably won't
actions.
even be able to like turn. It's
It's
just
gonna be like have to be like William Falcon, be like turned sideways.
Yeah, it'll be. I'm going to have you make, rather than an acrobatics check, a piloting check. You make a
For
piloting
Volks?
check for Volks.
Since I'm petite and probably don't need to squeeze through the hole.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Cammy's fine. Hayes is fine.
Thermos is
4.
a big one.
Thermos is huge. 4.
Yeah. I'm not good at piloting things.
Nope.
Volks gets stuck.
Oh,
Hayes
Christ.
casts levitate.
It's more the
Yeah.
width of the tunnel.
I was gonna
It's-
say to like try and turn him and just kind of like.
Can already fly.
He can hover, but it's wings, so
Oh.
it's basically
Okay.
little hover jets that keep him afloat.
Okay. So not
He can't do this. He can only,
So if we did do levitate, we could rotate him.
in theory.
So do your levitate.
I cast levitate to try and like turn him sideways and squeeze his butt through.
And I'd
What
like
does
to make.
casting levitate look like?
Wait a second, I figured it out.
You can fly, sticker.
So,
I believe you
if
can
it
fly.
doesn't, if we kind of lip sync and I
Sure.
try and like turn it, it doesn't kind of seem to work. I decide to try something.
Oh.
I go and open my tantrum hole. I
Okay.
gesture. This might work. We could send him through here. I can open it up over there, and we'll be good.
You can change where the door sits.
You can change where the door sits, and you've had this whole
It
time.
is my personal pocket.
Can you read me the ability?
For your pocket dimension. For the tantrum hole.
Yes.
Does the pocket dimension stay when you like?
That is a good question. Actually, maybe I shouldn't do
Because for some reason in my head I had assumed that you open it and it stays where it is, and then you release it and there's no longer a pocket dimension.
That's
and you can
how I
open
would
it
assume
elsewhere.
it works too.
But
Much
we
like
could be
rope
wrong.
Much like rope trick.
Yeah.
Let me double check.
Do we have the book? Thank you.
I'm looking it up on here.
Here, book's right here. Oh, you have it there. Okay.
Will I have it on the
You get
PDF?
faster.
What do we have here?
We have a race of the Joneses. It's hard to track progress with the tablet because we can't see it. However, Cody seems to be narrowing in on the page as he is slowly flipping.
Dimensions.
He's found the page. He's found the page, and he is looking for the ability.
He's
And,
got sunglasses, he's looking for the ability.
I looked in the wrong section.
and it looks like Cody has pulled ahead.
Yep, I have.
Aria
As bonus
stumbled.
action or reaction, you may choose 2 cubes that must be within 5
Nope, that is not that.
Oh, it's 6th level, never mind.
Hold on, I have a chance.
Doing so make a portal
Let's see.
mistake, not take actions. Interesting.
When
Those
you
are
first
stuff.
explore this mystery at first level, you can gain the ability to create a pocket dimension. You can reach into at will as though it was on your person. This dimension is a cubic size in which each length of the cube is equal to your oracle level. In feet, I'm going to hold 50 pounds for each oracle level you possess. Is he less than 250?
He is solid metal
That's why I was like, would he be less
and
than
medium-sized creature. I don't know. I didn't decide to come up with a weight for my beetle because I didn't know it would be an issue, seeing as he could levitate. Also, is it literally just like a pocket? So you
see. It does say like you can reach with it as will as though
it might not be like a room. It might just be a bag of holding.
The
I
creature.
think
so.
it appears to be Joe's bag of holding.
Yeah. Yeah, it moves with you.
Dope.
So technically, could I put Volks in it? If he's too heavy, would he just fall out?
Not abilities, what's the word I'm looking for? What all can Volks do? Like, what stuff have you put onto him?
I've put extra armor on him.
Extra armor, he weighs more than 250 pounds.
That's fair.
That's the
yeah.
deciding.
If he's hovering, would that make a difference at all?
No, it has to create
Okay.
force to hover.
Alright, that's fair.
Actually, you built Volks. Roll me a mechanics check with advantage because you spent a lot of time on Volks.
I did.
Yeah, did you use lightweight armor?
To see how efficient your creations are.
27.
27? Probably right at your limit. So if you
Stretching
have
it.
anything else in that pocket dimension, he's too heavy. But if you pull everything else out, yeah, you can fit it.
Hasn't
You can fit it in your
started
small-
using it for his hoarding problem yet, but that's in the works. Not currently.
He's gonna be stretching your tantrum hole though.
Excellent.
I did that one
Yep.
to myself. But
Yeah,
I'm still shooting you for it.
that's fair.
Yes, it does say a creature, including yourself, can enter or exit the dimension as an action.
Thank you.
So it's like a bag of holding, but it's also
It's a bag of
It's a
holding
door
that can
space.
person.
Interesting.
So technically, on top of that, Volks doesn't require air, so
Correct.
so
That could come in handy
technically,
later.
if we needed to tuck
So
Volks away,
we accidentally synergized our characters.
Oh my god, they just become best friends.
Okay.
So I open up the door and I say, we could try and stick him into here and then pull him out.
I drive him in.
He makes sad robot noises because he is still stuck between two rocks.
We need to shove him out.
I just point at
Make a
my
mechanics
arms
check.
that are literally that wide.
Make a mechanics check to be able to
I start
get
pushing.
him out without damaging him, basically.
I,
I'm assuming everyone is helping you push him, but
I rolled a 3. 13 total.
it's above a 10.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can only shove.
Get out of our way, you fucking robot! And she's just shoving with Hayes against it.
One of the faux legs falls off
I
again.
thought
And I
that we
just
were in the
throw it in the
back,
hole
'cause
after
you're up
it.
ahead.
yeah,
I'll deal with it later.
You're
Yeah.
pulling.
Pull him out and
No,
shove him
Volks
in my
pushing.
hole, damn it.
You put it next to.
Pull him out of
You're
the crack
behind
and
us.
shove him in your hole.
Okay.
Got
So
it.
you're pulling.
Okay.
Oh, I thought we were behind
You're pulling.
bolts.
Yeah, you are behind Volks. We're in front of Volks.
Yeah,
So
so
you
you,
No.
push it.
What is wrong with you people?
Where is Hayes standing according to Volks?
You get him out of the
yeah,
pit.
it's fine.
We're good.
We
We're
pull
good.
It's
him out.
fine.
You pull him out and you drive him into.
Yes.
I will throw things at you, sir.
Yes, but you're still
And
behind Volks. So
I
you
close
have
it
to
up.
pull him.
Why?
and head through the crack.
It's fine.
I know.
So,
I'm fully aware.
spelunking order is Thramlis, Taruk, Hayes, Cammy.
Yes.
Okay.
This is not an initiative, this is.
Just a tribute.
Just who's going to get attacked first?
Oof.
who dies before the others.
Yeah. Why do you think Cammy went in the back?
Joke's
Aren't
on you.
worried?
The danger's in the back.
I know.
But
Danger's her middle name. She is the danger.
there are tunnels that fissure out from the place that you're in, which I'm not going to name. I'm not going to say what it is. There are tunnels.
Tunnels.
I think we've
Branch
broken them.
off.
I'm so sorry. I'm
Look
gonna-
at them die.
You got this.
There are tunnels that branch off from where you are. Branching tunnels.
Okay.
No, we're not. We're not okay.
This couldn't have happened before break.
No.
No.
I hate you all.
I know.
Aww. No.
You're
Oh,
okay.
bitch.
Sometimes. There are tunnels that branch off. You're trying to pick the wider tunnels, A, so you can fit through them, and B, because that seems to be where the majority of these creatures maybe are or have been.
Do I see heat? Is there like hot air that indicates where we're going at all?
There's no real difference between any of
Okay.
the tunnels. You're really just picking the larger ones.
Okay.
Go ahead, since you're in the front, make me a survival check.
Something I'm good at.
Is there any way I can aid? Or am I just visually blocked?
Given that I was about to tell him that it was going to be at disadvantage because of sight, I'm going to make that a straight roll because you're helping.
Okay. That's a shit roll. I rolled a 3. For a total of 10.
Total of 10. Okay. You.
Actually, hold on. I'm going to use one of the advantages I got earlier from before.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I have
yes.
inspiration as well.
from getting stuff out of my car.
That's a natural 16.
Nice.
Nice.
For a 23.
23. You start down a particular tunnel. You start down a particular tunnel and you think it's mostly fine. And then you take a step where there is no floor and you're able to kind of like catch yourself. And you look down and the floor is just like 6 inches lower than you thought it was. There's like a little step. Where like you have that moment of there's a cavern and there's nothing, but you keep on moving. You're able to guide through actually quite a long distance of tunnel and encounter nothing.
Reminds me of home.
That's terrifying, and I know what you're referring to. But
Do you
it's
whisper
dark.
that under your breath?
Do you say that?
Sure, why not?
I hear it but say nothing.
Even
Yeah.
with the dancing lights, it's dark down here. There's something repressing that light. There's some gloom. Means nothing to you, but
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like the only thing that really touches my vision is magical darkness.
yeah. But still, it's even to you feels just a little bit oppressive, a little sticky, if you will.
Reminds me of home.
Yeah.
You smear more blood on the
It's
walls.
sticky.
But you head further down and further down and further down, and the monotony starts to get to you. You've been traveling for 2 hours, 3 hours, verging on 4, and you reach kind of a side cavern that is cramped, but kind of a wider area that seems to have been some kind of nest or resting place. Could fit all of you guys, but you could keep going. You've been traveling for, how long did I say it took you to
6
travel?
hours, so about 10 hours now.
Yeah, you've been traveling for about 10 hours now.
I keep pushing forward unless the others stop me.
Do we need a break here, or we want to keep pushing on? Seems as good a resting place as any if we're gonna do it.
I'm fine to continue moving forward.
Me too.
What about the timeline? Also, I mean, we've passed enough side tunnels that we could be lost or going to the entirely wrong place. I don't even know
We're not lost yet. I know how
what
to
we're
get back.
doing.
The issue is that child.
But it could have been the first turn that we didn't take. Like, we don't really know where we're going. Have we found any signs, any indicators of their travel?
No. There's been no footprints. There's been no drag marks.
Hmm.
Most of it's solid stone, so that doesn't surprise you, but even places that there should be footprints, the only ones that you find are the ones that you leave yourselves.
No, like blood from people or anything like. I mean, discernible.
Perception check.
Besides that. 22.
22. Just as you're reaching this tunnel and this cavern and deciding whether or not to rest here, something about the monotony of the tunnels and just like the way the stone is all the same, you don't get that same strata that you get with all
Right.
the rest of the mountain. You do pick up on, just at the edge of your light, just at the edge of your vision, there is the tiniest splash of blood that is long dried on the floor.
Well,
Roll
good.
that check with advantage for reasons.
So just another roll?
Yeah.
Yeah, 29.
29. You catch that with your vision, and then you're tuning in, because you had kind of tuned out a little bit, just like,
Oh, yeah. Monotony does that. It just starts to make you not pay attention to differences.
you kind of snap out of that with this conversation, and you hear, you can't quite gauge distance because of the way that sound echoes through these
Right.
tunnels, but almost a whimper down further the tunnel that you came, or the tunnel that you were heading towards.
Good news.
Wow, well, everything was lost a second ago. You seem to have perked up.
Yes, well, I found the splatter of blood, and I've heard a window in the distance, so we're probably getting kind of close.
We should probably keep going then.
Yes.
I think we're right on the trail.
I would maybe consider trying to start to be a little bit stealthy up too.
I think that's probably a good idea.
Not like that's
Every so often you do have a good one. That's good. We'll need those.
So are you moving forward stealthily?
Yes.
Are you keeping the same order?
Yes.
Is anyone a little more clunky than the other?
I am not necessarily stealthy, but
I don't know
Volks
if we've
isn't
had-
right now.
I don't know if we've had a situation to actually be try and be stealthy, so I
That's
don't
true,
think you
that's
would
true,
know.
that's true.
You two would know between each other,
Yeah.
but not anyone else.
I'm typically pretty quiet.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm a very big person.
Yeah. Naturally a little bit
He's
louder.
quiet in a different way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quiet in the-
terrifying.
yeah.
way.
Quiet in the present way.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Well, unless anyone wants a little bit of assistance. I go and I conjure another circle and I slap it on my cheek this time. It says I can do it.
But are they glittery?
I mean, they could.
How long do these stickers last?
As long-
Does the sticker like burn away when you use the guidance?
I kind
or
of think
does
like
it
suddenly it
stay?
just loses stickiness, just peels off and
Just disintegrates.
when it's done.
Okay, good, good.
Cool.
I
I'll
still
also
have not
cast
got-
guidance on myself for stealth.
That wasn't available.
No, it doesn't count as a trait.
All right.
The money.
Okay, that's good.
I'll take
Alright.
it. My dice are not absolutely handy anymore.
This is good roll table today.
You've made peace with them. You've signed a
For
treaty.
now, we'll see.
No?
Sorry,
24.
24.
Natural 20, 26.
Ooh.
On the spectrum of average for a 13.
Okay.
19.
19. Okay. And you're in the lead. Tracks. Actually, there are no tracks, but
There are now,
There are now.
with my guidance.
You head down further towards the tunnels, and you're taking your time now. You're taking half speed,
Yeah.
moving as quietly as you can. Your shoulders scrape against walls and leave traces of your passing. You walk for another 45 minutes to an hour, and all of you start to hear, it's not consistent, but there is kind of a whimper and the occasional cry out.
Hour. And I heard it from an hour out. I did roll a 29. That's fair.
Yeah.
Roll
You roll a
fucking
29, you're moving at half speed,
Yeah.
and these caverns are very echoey.
Yeah.
So,
But in game, it still is impressive.
yeah.
So they, like, character-wise, they'd be like, how the fuck did he hear
Yeah.
that from all the way the fuck back home?
You seriously heard them all the way down here?
The tunnel opens up into a low cavern, and you have to duck to get in here. And you can see, laying in the middle of the floor, 5 figures kind of draped around, all laying on the floor. There's nothing else in the cavern. There are 4 tunnels on this side of the cavern that you're coming out of that kind of converge in. You're in the big one. It seems to be there are other ways out, but no ways further deep. So,
Could I have been basically, since I was in the back, could I have been marking like with chalk or something like that the tunnel that we came from,
sure,
just to be safe?
for sure. I will count that as advantage on your survival check getting out.
Super.
Gotcha. But you're stopped at the edge of this cavern. There are, what did I say, 5 figures?
Yeah.
5 figures laying on the ground. What do you do?
Should I set the lights in?
Yes.
I'm going to send the dancing lights that have been predominantly just circling me. I'm going to send them in single file. Like, how tall are the cracks?
Most of them have been, they get pretty tall, but they get narrow.
Right.
So, usable height, probably about 7 feet.
How about for just like tiny little boats of light?
Oh,
How
they
far
can
up
get
are
up
that?
9 or 10.
Okay. I'm gonna put it as far up as I can to make it just look like something flying along the top of the crevasses, and basically once they get in the room, just like spread out along the walls and kind of circle a bit before like heading toward the center figures and like make it look like some sort of bioluminescent like something flying.
Okay.
Um,
Couple of the figures, 2 of them start to stir. The light's too dim for you to make out too many details.
until they get closer.
Even then, dim light, you're at a
Okay.
distance. You can make out sizes and vague shapes. You can make out there are 3 small-sized creatures, 2 medium-sized creatures. At least one of them seems to be mousefolk. The others look to be a mix of other humanoid races.
I say continue forward.
Yeah. Very cautiously, we'll begin coming into the cavern. Probably, like how wide is this cavern? I guess as we get into it. I know you said we'll see it.
Probably about 80 feet wide.
Okay.
It's the biggest space that you've seen in this whole area. This seems to be the next.
Everyone spread out. Make sure that we're on a single file line. And I'm gonna kind of continue towards the group. Probably gonna have spear out, but also have my hands on like the belt that she keeps a lot of her apothecary stuff with.
I will open up the door and usher out Volks.
Volks comes
Roll
driving
stealth
out.
check for Volks getting out.
He's holding the broken leg, like the one that fell off, in his pincer as he comes
Oh,
out.
Poor
funny.
Buddy.
This is not going to go well. Actually, he has decent dex. Nope, 6.
He comes out making so many sad robot noises. He feels so left behind.
I knew I should have installed that
You put him in a hole.
sound cord.
That motion
Put him in a
module.
tantrum hole in a panic room. He feels so left out.
You shut up, your fucking robot.
At the sound of said robot, I I prepare the casting spiritual weapons.
Say again.
Spirit
I
guardians.
prepare the casting spiritual weapon.
No,
Spiritual weapon. Got it.
Mm.
At the sound of this, the figures that had started to stir, one of them kind of scuttles away from the sound, just away, just starts like crawling towards the back end of the cavern.
I'm gonna grab the disc device and produce flame to produce light, like bright light around me, and say, "We are here to protect you. Do not worry."
The one
that
that
was really good. Good
stayed,
job. That was actually empathetic.
the one that stayed. Now that there's bright light, you all can see there are 2 drow people who are unconscious. There's one mousefolk who has scuttled off to the back end of the room. There is one mousefolk that is awake, that is kind of like wide-eyed staring at you, and there's one gnomish kid that is unconscious as well.
Can I pull out the flyer from my pocket and double check to see which one kind of seems to look like?
Roll a perception check because one of them is outside of the range of the light.
Fair.
Okay,
Do
so
you
you
want
said,
me to roll an etiquette for like keeping the ones that are there calm?
Roll etiquette.
so you said no mouse and 2 drows, and who's the 5th one?
Another mouse.
Another mouse.
Extra
So
No,
21.
no.
But really good for me.
21.
21.
Yeah.
The one that has scuttled to the back of the cavern is, as far as you can tell, Jeremy Goldentail.
I kind of tilt my head and I say in Galactic, "Are you Jeremy Goldentail?"
Yeah.
That's so creepy.
You need not touch.
It was his sister, correct?
Yeah.
Your sister was looking for you. She sent us this way. It's gonna be all right.
I got a naturally dirty 16.
Naturally dirty.
I have a +0, so it's
Yeah.
both a natural and a dirty 16. So it's
Okay.
naturally
Yeah.
dirty 16.
Okay, that was unnecessarily
It was.
complicated.
I got a
Um,
16.
The other one that's awake doesn't seem to be afraid of you. The rest of them are unconscious.
Right.
I'm gonna go start checking on the ones that are unconscious and just see if
Medicine check.
okay.
You're talking to Jerry,
Yes. Should I roll an etiquette to see if I can
please.
appear not? I'm
Dirty
not
20.
threatening.
Dirty 20. The 3 that are still
Threatening.
asleep
I'm kidding.
seem to be in horrific nightmares.
That is a double.
Okay, but they don't seem like physically hurt or anything like that. They're just
I mean, they're banged up.
Okay.
They're malnourished. I don't think any of them have eaten anything
okay.
being down here. They look to be in rough shape, but they don't look like they've been, like, they haven't been beaten to death. They're not bleeding out, but
Okay.
etiquette check.
9.
9. He's not coming out of the darkness.
Do you have any smelling salts?
Would I have smelling salts? I've probably
Or something similar?
some. I know that I have the weird backpack. I do.
Survival.
Sure,
Just-
survival.
Is that something you would have picked up?
I
Sure, fuck it.
I think that she would probably at least have something that is growing in her backpack that could do that.
What does the roll say?
The roll says 19 naturally, plus.
Okay, the roll says yes, you have.
Okay, 25.
I will also cast resistance upon each creature as we're going around trying to wake them up to see
Yeah.
if trying to help them resist the nightmares.
Yes. You see her unclip her the weird backpack that she has, and kind of set it down and press a couple buttons on the side, and it kind of has like these little legs that pop out, so it stands upright. And she flips a latch on one side and opens it and begins pulling through these drawers, and So smelling salts aren't quite a thing here, but we do have. Well, they're called the Waking Dead, but that's basically it's fine. You see like this weird little like purple and yellow flower that's growing out of her bag. This should be enough, as she would begin just kind of squeezing the flower as a little bit of pollen comes up and begins to.
You can slowly wake each of the people, but
Hey, shh, it's okay, it's okay. We're here to get you all out of here. And I'm making sure.
there's a general. I'm
Sorry.
not gonna role play all 5 of them.
Yeah, that's fine.
But there's a general kind of wariness of you
Mm-hmm.
that roll an insight check.
Sure.
Oh.
You can roll one as well since you're talking to.
I would like to do it as well.
Natural 20 for
Nat
26.
I'm guessing they're not sure if we're
14
real or
total.
not.
14 total.
Yeah.
Well, considering how terrifying I am, it makes sense that I rolled a 4
Yeah.
for my insight
Um,
check. So it's an 11 for
You
me.
can kind of clock. The rest of you, you sort of clock this. You definitely do. You two, not so much. They don't believe that you're real necessarily. They're willing to go along with it, but they're not pulling up hope that you're actually like real people who have come to save them. That's the nature of a lot of the nightmares they've had to go through.
The mask is a little disconcerting, isn't it? Just kind of looking at you all. And for a penny, and she will press a button on the side of the mask, and she will pull it off, revealing her face to you. Well,
the source of that sass.
as you see, she pulls down her hood, reveals her tiefling form. See one eye golden, the other eye kind of a cerulean blue, kind of a Zuko like, not scar, but like a divide between her face, where one half of her face is kind of like this, similar to her arms, like kind of marble white with black speckles. The other side has this dividing gold vein that differentiates it, with it being black skin with these white freckles all about. Hopefully that's real enough for you all. You can touch my face, do whatever helps with this.
Hey, Cammy.
Only one more wisdom history check.
Wisdom history, sure. Not as great. 10 total.
Okay, don't worry about it then.
Okay.
Hey, Cammy.
Right now,
Your face is really cool. You should pop it out more often.
yeah, not really the time.
You really should, Cammy.
I keep my eyes closed.
I'm
or I
sorry.
keep pretty much my face mostly hidden from the kids. That way they don't see the
Blood eyes.
lack
Great,
of eyes.
great,
So
great,
I will
good.
bring out Thuzu and say,
I was gonna say.
The ultimate soother.
yeah.
Yes.
Yes, certified.
So, we're getting you
If
all.
you don't trust us, at least follow him.
The little gnomish kid immediately, just like so excited to see
Mhm.
this creature.
Volks
All worries, all nightmares have vanished.
Volks is cute too.
As he's holding out his little like.
Volks can't compete with Thuzu. I'm sorry, especially when Volks is like.
Thing is,
Spazzing
Thuzu still
apart.
has one of the half-eaten cookies from before.
He's been numbing or
Gumming at it.
gumming at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
9.
God.
Right.
But you all have been traveling for 11, 12 hours. If you move any further, you are going to
Incur exhaustion.
incur exhaustion.
I mean, this is.
I think it's worthwhile to take the hit and get these kids back.
I don't know. I think that this is probably a better space to be able to fight in if we're going to fight. And if we start going down those tunnels, it took us hours to get through those tunnels. If these creatures come back and these
But if
people
they-
aren't here, they will follow us and we'll be fighting in the tunnels,
But if
well
they
exhausted. I
Back.
don't think that's a very good idea.
If they
Just
come
pick up any of
back.
the conversation.
If they come back, they're going to interrupt our sleeps anyways, and I I know she gets a little grumpy if she doesn't have full aid.
I do.
I feel like you get grumpy regardless, but
That's pretty much me,
It's
yeah.
a special kind of grumpy.
But so you said there's like 4 tunnels that seem to converge into this like nest-like
Yeah.
area. What about the previous nest that we ran into?
That was just like a pocket on
It's
the
more
side.
like a pocket.
Yeah.
Right? It's more okay. So not exactly like a defendable position.
It was more like the tunnel widened out and then narrowed. Like it
Yeah.
was just a part of that tunnel.
well, we could easily have Volks and Kuzu go down a little bit into these 2 side tunnels
Mhm.
and be watch in those tunnels for approaching enemies.
Mhm.
And then, what's the room
Hmm.
direction of tunnels? Is it like they're all spreading this way, or are they like kind of equidistant
They're all
4 directions, or like
they're all going in the direction that you came from.
so
roughly.
they're all heading like cone
Yeah.
shaped this way? So, I mean, I feel like we could back up against this wall, create a little barrier of us between us and them, and try and get the rest here. I think this is as defendable as it's going to get.
I don't like it.
And I don't think we can travel 6 hours through cracks with weak people. Not weak like that. People who are weakened because they've been in nightmares for days.
Yeah.
That is,
They're
we will
I
die.
get it. They're emaciated. They-
that is a death trap.
This is also a death trap if there's enough of them that come down here and flood the tunnels.
Do either of you have that area thing that you did before? Can you do that again?
I can do that again.
I can do that again.
Stand right by the tunnels with those. It will severely increase our chances. If we're spread out in a line and they can... I think
How
that
large
so
is
dangerous.
this area again?
80 feet.
80 feet. Okay.
Wide.
I just feel like that's very dangerous.
Stuck.
Sound like a bear.
Besides, if we are trying to root out these things, then this is where we'll find them to take them out. And if we are trying to save more people, and those people are trapped within them, we want them here. And then we can get a large group of people and take them with us when we are all refreshed.
Refreshed?
Freshed.
Speaks to the air.
also flesh, refleshed. They're refleshed. Because
Refleshed.
right now they're not fleshed.
The cardboard.
What do you 2 want to do?
I want to shoot you. My vote is to stay here.
Hayes?
I
Usually.
suppose we can defend this place.
We can keep one of them on lookout. We can do 2 shifts with Vox and Pluzu assisting,
Mm-hmm.
so that we have one person who has an area of effect to damage these things. Can you do radiant damage like his? Or is it just blood knives?
That'd be glowing blood.
Oops, all blood.
Oops, all blood. That's an episode title.
Yep.
Thinks through his spells.
They-
Blood, 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 shit, more blood.
Shit, more blood.
That's it.
In short, it is all blood.
Oops, all blood.
Maybe we take. Dear DM, if we just did like another short rest here, would we be able to keep the exhaustion at bay?
It would be a check at that point rather
Be
than
a
a
check.
difficulty. So there would be
I mean-
constitution saves.
Do we have flammable objects? We could even just line the entrance with fire that creates light. That hurt those things and might scare them off.
But cast produce flame.
I use my little thing.
Do you just have a Zippo lighter? Is that what that is?
It's kind of. It's like a Iron Man gauntlet disc,
I see.
but it turns and then creates like a little floating ball of fire.
Hmm.
That's an overkill way to light a cigarette. Anyway.
Oh yeah, but it does 2d8 of damage. So
Word.
I say ask the children.
To be fair, only like 3 of them
Are awake.
are actually children.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How old even are you? Are we just all children to you?
Yes.
Oh, fair.
They
Oh.
they are in their second life. So
Fair.
do
Alright.
I know how long, like the phases of Bravash are?
I want to just give that to you, but I kind of want to make you roll for it.
How bad my rolls are?
Yeah.
What am I
Roll a
rolling?
science check, I guess. Is
Okay.
there a common sense check?
25.
25. Yeah.
It varies from Bravish to Bravish. Some it can take several centuries to get past their first life, and even longer to get past their second life.
What's the shorter end of the spectrum?
About a century per lifespan.
A century to 2 or 3?
Mm-hmm.
I'm wagering that they are much older than any of us. Or
Fair.
probably all of us combined, except maybe the drow.
Alright. She's gonna, her being super tall in this cavern, she's gonna kind of get down, just kind of squat down and just be like, alright, so we got a couple options. We can do a little rest here and then head out. We can do a longer rest and make sure that we're fresh and can,
Get
down.
you some food in the oven.
yeah. Or we can leave now. What would you all want?
Jeremy Goldentail
Mm-hmm.
speaks up. I want to leave.
Want to leave?
I want to leave. I want to leave now.
All right. Got one for leaving.
The 2 drow don't even really say anything. They just kind of look at each other, and you kind of give them a look over. They look like twins.
Mm-hmm.
And both of them just kind of shake their heads. You don't know what that means, but.
No.
Actually, they do start signing back and forth to each other, and it's like rapid fire. You know Vomaran sign language.
Yeah, I would say.
They're both to each other. They're kind of discussing whether or not you all are safe, and they don't necessarily trust you.
And then the gnome and the other mouse folk?
The other mouse folk, as soon as Jeremy speaks up, kind of
It's like, yeah.
nods with him.
Okay.
And the gnomish kid looks like the human equivalent of like 6.
So his phone is consumed by being obsessed with Thuzu.
So 2 for
Yes.
now,
Mm.
2 abstaining, 1 wherever Thuzu's gonna go, and then
Mm.
1 for stay so far. Stay the night. What are your guys' votes?
Personally, I agree with your plan of staying here.
I believe it was more defensible.
It is, which is part of the reason why I agree with it. But again, our decisions probably aren't ours to decide.
We're the ones who've been kept under here for days, if not for days on end.
We
So
are the ones trying to save them now, and if we get ourselves killed trying to save them, it doesn't help anyone.
yeah.
I want to go.
Maybe we should risk it.
I think that we gotta go. Who knows what they've seen down here?
Alright. I guess it's my funeral.
Yours.
Yes. Don't worry, I'll protect you.
Nice. That was good.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
You finally see like the shit-eating grin that's been hiding underneath that mask all this time.
Hayes, if you want to take the back of the group, I think
He
he's
just-
back.
He just goes, I see what's over there.
Yeah.
Alright, well,
Right.
so, yes, I think you do need to be on the front and back.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
You want front or
try
back this time?
and squish up as
Hold the
close
front.
as possible,
Okay.
try and overlap
Leave
that
that guard.
as much as possible.
That's fine.
Um,
Did it seem
your
like
front, yes. still.
appropriate to stick Volks back into the Bach dimension?
Yeah.
Yep. I will.
So useless
I will reopen it and gesture. You can't fit through, but he can at least go in here.
Alright. I'll pull out my pistol.
And she'll turn towards the drow who are a little bit indecisive, and she'll start signing them, saying, "Look, I know this is scary, and I know that this is confusing. Either this is just still a dream." Actually, no, I'm not going to say that because I would just fuck with their heads more. Never mind. No.
Nope.
Just gaslighting, it's fine.
Yeah, I guess gaslight them.
That's fine.
Just, what can I do to prove
Yes.
that you're going to be safe with us?
We don't know. Takes one of them signs back.
She would pull out a dagger, and she would just show that she still bleeds. I bleed just the same as you.
They'll kind of gesture, like, actually, one of them does kind of tap the other on the shoulder. What are we gonna do? Stay?
What? That would be really not. That would be not very smart, now would it?
Kind of shrugs.
How are drow treated on this world? Like, is it more or less the same as most of society, or? Okay.
Relatively equitable.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, I can speak.
Bah.
Yeah, I mean, there's no real drow prejudice necessarily,
I just wanna
especially
make sure.
not on this continent.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, those are your choices. You can stay here, but we're moving on.
most sides will come with.
Right. Keep you all in the middle. And
During that, I'm gonna pull Threatless aside. I really think this is a bad idea. And on top of that, are we going to come back to try and use radiant energy to save the rest of the ones that have been turned? Are we trying to save as many as possible, or are we just trying to save the single rat folk? Like, what is our goal here?
Our goal is to get back alive. Whether or not we get more children or not, doesn't care. Does not matter to me.
Do you really think our best chance of surviving is going up?
No, but our best chance of keeping them alive, 20 adult kids, and those two is to follow the children.
I don't think that you would say something like that, honestly.
I'm 80, by the way, just so you know.
You're still a child.
That's weird.
Would you rather be called a flesh bag?
Is that what you refer to people as?
Normally blood bags, but yes.
You know what? I'll take child. That's fine. Child is fine by me.
I will be right next to Hayes in the back. I think it should be you two up front, the rescues in the middle, and us two in the back. I need Volks if I'm to be useful at all. If we get attacked, I need Volks.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
A quick access.
I have to have Volks.
Well, and having you up front, we can at least have that weird.
And we
And
should
we can
try
cover both
to.
ends with the.
We should try to squish together as much as possible to
Yeah.
create as much overlap as possible.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay.
All right. We have our marching orders.
As you start to line up with all of your new companions, start to squeeze through those tunnels. Make me a perception check, please.
Okay. 24.
24. Where are you in marching order?
I think I was
right behind me.
Yeah.
Ahead of or behind the train?
I would probably be. We were probably gonna have you up at the very front, being kind of the pointing the spear, and then I guess I could probably be like a little bit in between.
Okay.
Have like.
I thought it was.
Oh, you and I like right up against.
Yeah.
I'll
You and
probably
I are forward.
Yeah.
All the children
in the middle.
Then these two.
Yeah, so I'd probably be like just staggered slightly behind.
The
Okay.
two oracles end capping, then
Mhm.
us, then the rescues.
The rescues.
Yeah.
Got it. You start to get in position. You're just looking back to check everyone behind you,
Mhm.
and your eyes catch on the drow teenagers' hands.
Yeah.
The two teens that you've seen.
Yeah.
Teens in human years.
Yeah.
They're signing back and forth to each other, low, trying to keep, be discreet. One of them signs a name, finger spells a name that no one has referred, that you haven't heard in a long fucking time. Lady Farrowsmere. And that is where we're going to end tonight's episode. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for
What? How do I know who I am?
Thank you for joining us. Please remember to subscribe to this channel. Check us out on Twitter. Mention us in a tweet. Follow us on Twitter, and you could be the proud owner. Proud owner of some character art by Frank Calico. I can get his name right at least. At Frank_Calico on Twitter and Instagram. Follow us, mention us however many times you want. But I can't count very high, so I'm only going to count it as one entry. Thank you very much for joining us. Have a lovely evening.
Make sure you watch our next episode where we all die.
That's
Oh
correct.
yeah, I'm going to
Especially
kill them
that
all.
one.
I'm going to reveal this, and then I'm going to kill them.
That's right.
It's gonna be
It's going to be my greatest joy
Yeah.
in life.
After what we please.
Good night.
Good
Please help us. Oh, God.
It's not help here.